from beautiful Texas Stadium. This will be Tremaine Mack inside the 5. And then brought down by Hawthorne as he crosses the 25 up near the 26-yard line. A return of 24 yards. Akili Smith is the lowest rated quarterback in the National Football League. 2 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
It will be interesting to see if his legs.
And operating under his second head coach in a year. From the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. And we get our first look today at Corey Dillon with a massive hold and brought down by Woodson. Close to a first down game, twisting and turning up near the 37-yard line. And they give him the first down. The Cincinnati defense today, rather offense, with John Jackson starting, Matt O'Dwyer, Graham, Mike Goff, and Willie Anderson. From the 37-yard line, first down and 10. And Smith once again goes off to Dillon. He was tripped up behind the line of scrimmage after a gain of 2 by Baron Wortham. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. They mark the ball down just outside the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. The secondary for the Dallas Cowboys today will be Sparks, McNeil, Izell Reese, and Darren Woodson. As you take a look at 53-year-old Dave Campbell, 5th head coach in the franchise's history, 5 years, a defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. 3rd down and 8, shy of the 39. Here comes the rush. Larimore falls. And there went Pepe Zellner chasing Akili Smith out of bounds near the 38-yard line. So virtually no gain on the play. And the Cowboys defense records a sack because he went out of bounds. That's the first sack in the last 82 pass attempts, dating back to the 3rd quarter of the Cardinal game back on October 22nd.
And not really one of the sacks you expect to get as Akili Smith steps out of bounds. His linemen are going to be real excited about that one.
Daniel Pope, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs, will punt inside his 25-yard line. And get back Wayne McGarity, a high hanging punt. And McGarity fields it back at the 16-yard line for the Cowboys. He's grabbed by Chris Carter and brought down at about the 26-yard line. A 46-yard punt, a 9-yard return. We'll take our look for the first time today at Troy Aikman when we come back here in Dallas. First possession, Troy Aikman, the quarterback of the Cowboys, has missed 3 games because of injuries, ongoing battles with disc and joint problems in his back. And from the 26, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. First time they've had it today. Handoff quickly up the middle, charging Robert Thomas, their fullback. The last time we saw him carry the ball, he fumbled last week in Philadelphia. Gain of 6 as he moves the ball up near the 32-yard line. It'll be Adams, Allen, Stepnoski, Page, and Eric Williams on the line.
And the big physical offensive line of the Dallas Cowboys will be challenged by a smaller, quicker, blitzing and stunning front of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Emmitt Smith in the backfield with Thomas, James McKnight, and Jason Tucker, the wide receivers, and the tight end is David LaFleur. 2nd down and 4 near the 32 for Dallas. The pitch out to Emmitt. There's a block by LaFleur, but they get by Solomon Page, and coming through is Oliver Gibson. And Gibson throws Emmitt for a loss of 5 on the play. Mark him back to the secondary. Carter and Heath on the corners. Williams and Carter are the safeties. It's 3rd down and 8. Back at about the 27-yard line. Good time for Aikman. Fires a pass, and it's caught. Up near the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Mack on Wayne McGarity. It's a gain of 13 yards on 3rd and 8. Spot the ball at the Dallas 41-yard line with the first down.
And this is an important start for the Dallas Cowboys. You'll see the linebackers walked up, and you can see the twisting going on in the front. That is something that has given Dallas problems throughout the season. It's going to be very important to give Troy protection, especially on there, maybe even a little bit high. He's a competitor, and he's probably out there even less than that.
Didn't start last week in Philadelphia. Starts today from the 41, 1st and 10. Good block by Emmitt Smith. The pass right on the money and thrown to receiver James McKnight. Belts it out of bounds by Daryl Williams. It's a gain of 16 yards. to the Cincinnati 43-yard line. He looked sharp early.
And as you pointed out, Emmitt Smith making the block to give James McKnight time to get down the field. He is going to have to step up, but he has been asked to step up throughout the season. Joey Galloway went down in week 1. He came in to take the burden from Rocket Ishmael, but now Ishmael's down. James McKnight becomes the featured receiver in this offense.
Cowboys can't stay healthy.
They really can't. They've really struggled this season with injuries.
Outside the Cincinnati 42, 1st and 10 for Dallas in a scoreless first quarter. Emmitt Smith again, a Stepnoski block opens up room to about the 39-yard line before he's brought down by Takeo Spikes. It's a gain of 3, marking just inside the Cincinnati 40. Troy has had a litany of injuries for the Dallas Cowboys.
And he was knocked out in the first week of the season against Philadelphia with the concussion, missed a few games after that with some symptoms. But the new thing that I think is a more concern for Troy is the back problems that he's had. He finally got it kind of sorted out, felt really good going into the Jacksonville game, took that big hit, and he's been really struggling since then.
Outside the 39, 2nd down and 7. First possession today. The blitz is on. Here it comes from Williams. The pass caught by McKnight. He beat Carter. He gets a block on the play from Tucker, and he takes it inside the Cincinnati 5. A 35-yard gain. Rodney Heath with the tackle. 1st and goal to go, the Dallas Cowboys.
And whether Troy's healthy or he's not feeling well, there's a few patterns that I don't think anybody throws better. And this is one of them. This is the quick post, the skinny post on the outside. Pure timing. You can see how he turned around Tony Carter. And here comes a block down the field. That is what Dallas is going to have to do. There you can see it. He turns him around. The ball is right on the money. I don't think anybody in the NFL throws that ball better than Troy Aikman.
So it's 1st and goal inside the Cincinnati 5. The handoff to Emmett, finds a crack, follows a block from LaFleur, and chisels his way to about the 2. Steve Foley and Spearman make the tackles for Cincinnati. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
And you can see at the start of the play, the linebackers coming up trying to make run-throughs into the A gaps. That is something that Cincinnati will do to take away that big physical style of play that this offensive line likes. They don't want to be set in their positions. They want to continue to move so they can't line up and get good angles.
The A gap.
The A gap, between the center guard gap. You will look for the linebackers coming in there. That is something that has given Dallas problems for years.
2nd and goal at the 2. Emmett again. Fumble on the play and picked up by Cincinnati. It looks like at the goal line. A rare Emmitt Smith fumble. And the Cowboys just flush an outstanding scoring opportunity. It looks like Takeo Spikes jumped on it, reels it in. And they will mark him down at about the 1-foot line.
You can see Emmitt Smith as he makes his cut back. There's a man in the hole, and it's Daryl Williams. He gets a good shot on Emmitt Smith. The ball comes loose, and as you pointed out, Takeo Spikes right there on the spot to recover that fumble. Dallas has turned the ball over at critical times all season. This has been their nemesis.
And a timeout on the field. The Cowboys fumble inside the 1-yard line of Cincinnati. Emmitt Smith fumbled. A rare fumble for him, but as Daryl said, turnovers have been a problem for Dallas. You just saw how good Cincinnati is inside the red zone and forcing turnovers. From the 1, the handoff to Dillon, who tries to submarine his way and carve whatever he can out of the middle of that defense. A gain of 1 second, 9 upcoming.
And this play is designed to go to the right. It's going to cut back. As you just watch Emmett cut back, he thinks he's got the hole, but here comes Daryl Williams in. He puts his helmet right on the football and knocks it out. And as Kevin pointed out, Emmett rarely fumbles on the goal line. He's got 142 rushing touchdowns. Very uncharacteristic for him.
There was an offsides on the Dallas Cowboys, so they move the ball up to the 5, just in fact beyond the 5, where now it is 1st and 5. The game's penalty on the defense of Dallas. Akili Smith, the quick throw outside. It's caught by their high-pick Peter Warrick, and he's shy of the 10. Warrick with his 27th reception of the season. And he had to get out near the 11-yard line for the first down. And the spot is about the 10, so we'll call it now 2nd down and about a yard.
And the play before that, just a simple offsides on the Dallas Cowboys. But when you're 1st and 10 inside your 1-yard line, that is a huge 5 yards. It opens up your offense. They are able to throw that quick screen to Peter Warrick because of a Dallas mistake. 12 penalties last week against Philadelphia. They're just not making the plays when they need to this season. 2nd
down, 1 shy of their own 10. Warrick is on the move. Handoff goes to Corey Dillon up the middle, brought down by Izell Reese. And a flag was thrown on the play. It's a gain of 9 near the 19-yard line. In fact, we've got 2 flags on the field, both inside the 15. Ed Akili is our referee. Ed Akili was the referee for Super Bowl 32. He truly is one of the best in the business. A lawyer in Phoenix, Arizona, when he's not officiating in the NFL.
Fouls by both offense. 72. There was also
72 on the offense is O'Dwyer. The penalty is offset.
And it looked like illegal hands to the face on Darren Hambrick on the defense. Well, there's 2 occupations you don't want to have, a lawyer and an official. He's getting no respect from anybody.
That's exactly right. A look at Dick LeBeau, 63 years of age. They're 2-4 under him after Bruce Coslett resigned after an 0-3 start. 14 years he was in the NFL as a defensive back and a Pro Bowl defensive back for the Detroit Lions. So now after all that, inside the 10, 2nd down and 1. And the fake end around, they give it off to Dillon, who struggles to find any room whatsoever. And there's Darren Hambrick, a very emotional linebacker in his 2nd NFL season with a great play. It'll be 3rd down, no gain at the 10. Let's go to Jim Nantz in New York. All right, thank you very much. Baltimore has won 9 of the last 11 divisional games. On 3rd down and 1, they send Corey Dillon up the middle, and Darren Hambrick is there again. 2nd year as a starter, and he is, as we watched on tape last week in the Philadelphia game, a very emotional guy for a team that at times seems to lack some energy.
They really do. When you watch them on film, there is not a lot of emotion, evidenced by the Dallas Cowboys. We've seen guys go into the end zone and score touchdowns. There's nobody there to rally around the guy. On defense, when a big play is made, there's really nobody there rallying around everybody. So I think one of the things that they have to look at is the fact that they're not playing with the passion that's necessary to compete at this level week in and week out.
As that come from the coaches, you can see they're shy of the 1st down by about 5 lengths of the chain. So a Dallas fumble at the 1 of Cincinnati, and a nice defensive stand by the Cowboy defense will get the ball back. I mean, is the emotional temperament, is it dictated by the players? Is it dictated by the coaches? And who's responsible for it?
Well, it has to be up to the players to motivate themselves. The coaches will set a tone and set a tempo, but the veteran leadership of the football team and then the players themselves must dictate the fact that you're going to come out here on Sundays and play with emotion throughout the course of the football game. Dallas has been a little bit flat at times throughout this season.
McGarity is deep back, and he's inside the Dallas Cowboy 45. Danny Pope is going to punt about 5 yards deep in his end zone, and they're setting up the return. High hanging punt near the 50. McGarity wrapped up immediately and brought down on the play with little or no gain. Artrell Hawkins, a reserve cornerback and a one-time starter in the secondary, makes the grab. It's a 41-yard punt, a 3-yard return. So we'll see Aikman in the Cowboy offense for Coach Dave Campbell. Lost last week to Baltimore 27-7. They are the lowest scoring team in the NFL. Dallas in 4th place in the NFC East. 4 games and back of 1st place. New York, the Giants today at 7-2. Play St. Louis at 7-2. And from the Cincinnati 49, Dallas with their 2nd possession, 1st and 10. Emmitt Smith with the block from Thomas, breaking a tackle and going outside, and finally Spikes along with Bankston force him out of bounds. He's near the 48. We'll call it a gain of a yard on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 9. And let's send it downstairs to Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Now, even though the Dallas Cowboys fumbled away a great opportunity on their first drive, there was some real positive. Troy Aikman found receivers. Talking to him yesterday, he said he doesn't know where these new guys are going to be. Back when he had Michael Irvin, they were like symbiotic, they were like one person. So that is a good sign for the Cowboys. Troy's finding those guys back upstairs.
Yeah, he's 3 of 3 so far. 2nd down and 9 outside the 48-yard line. McGarity's on the move. Here comes Oliver Gibson working his way up the middle with flags on the field. Troy Aikman, 33 years of age, 6-time Pro Bowl selection, 3 Super Bowl rings.
Before the ball was snapped, encroachment, defense number 99, 5-yard penalty.
That's on Gibson. That's a foul on him. How long do you think, Daryl, that Troy is going to play the game? You talked to him yesterday at length, as a matter of fact. How does he feel mentally about that?
I think he's in a good frame of mind right now. Actually, the fact that the physical problems that he's faced this year, I think are going to be one of the biggest things that contribute to a retirement for Troy Aikman. He still enjoys playing the game of football. He still has a passion for it. And for him, that's the most important part. So if he can hold up physically, he'll continue to play as long as that happens.
9th-rated quarterback in NFL history. 2nd down 4 outside the 43. Blitz was on. Flags are thrown. Whistles are blown. The offsides again. Or were they induced by the Cowboys?
Before the ball was snapped, false start, offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's the great Larry Allen, the 5-time Pro Bowler.
Larry Allen does things on the football field in the NFL that you just don't expect to see at this level. You watch film. I get caught up watching film on the Mondays when I was playing with Dallas, and I would get caught watching Larry. My coach would ask me a question. I said, sorry, Coach, I didn't see that. I was watching Larry on that play. Just unbelievable. But Dallas is going to have to set in on these because Cincinnati's going to bring those linebackers up, try and time the blitz on Troy's cadence. They've got to be able to hold in there and not jump offside.
A lot of Dallas penalties last week. 2nd down and 9. And Aikman with the sidearm pass caught by the fullback, the converted linebacker, Robert Thomas. Works his way inside the 40 to the Cincinnati 39-yard line. Brought down by linebacker Takeo Spikes. He'll be close to a first down. That guy's taking your position.
He's done a great job. I think Robert is a great story. Here he is right here at the fullback position. You'll see he's going to come out and come across the middle. He had to fill in for me last season with only about 3 weeks experience at the position in this offense. And I think the job that he did this year and the way he has started this year, I don't think he gets enough credit for that. But the great thing about it is the coaches had to find a way to keep him on this football team because they like the way he approaches the game.
Outside the Cincinnati 39, 3rd and inches. Here comes Emmett. And will be close to a first down. It was hit initially by Foley, and then the rest of that Bengal defense got their claws in them. And I think, let's see where they spot the ball here. I thought the initial progress gave them the necessary yards for the first down as you take a look at the great Emmitt Smith, who fumbled on the very first possession today by Dallas inside the Bengal 1. And they get the first down.
And we've talked about what Emmett is like around the goal line. He's kind of got that sixth sense where the goal line is, having a feel for what's going on. I think that that's one of the reasons that he has the number of touchdowns that he does. He's just something special around the goal line. So very uncharacteristic for Emmett to get a little sloppy with ball security down there inside the 1-yard line.
Well, they had already moved the chains on the sideline to signify a first down. Now they move them back to where they originally were, and they're going to bring them out on the field. And Ed Hockley wants a better look at the Dallas forward movement to see if he's got the first down. It may be closer than we think. It rained here in Dallas this morning, a lot last night. It was raining up to about an hour before kickoff, but the field looks pretty dry.
Yeah, they had the tarp on when we came into the stadium early this morning. They just pulled it up right before that, so the field should be in good condition.
They did get a first down by half the length of a football. So take a look at Dave Campo, and there's Emmitt Smith, who had 134 yards a week ago against the Philadelphia Eagles. He looks like he's got as much bounce in his step as he's ever looked.
I think people look at his numbers, and the one thing that they overlook is how long he has played, how durable he has been throughout his career, and how he continues to maintain that level this far into his career.
11 years in the NFL. First down outside the 38-yard line. Chris Warren is in, and he is a wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Normally a running back, quick throw outside, caught by Warren, breaks a tackle with Darrell Williams, and banged by Takeo Spikes, and into the netting, and there goes a late flag. As the ball was marked out initially at about the 32-yard line, so a sloppy beginning to the game. As it stands now, it's a gain of 6 yards on the play by the ex-Seattle Seahawk, Chris Warren. Once you're in the chalk, I mean, you got to let go of the guy.
Either let go of the guy or hold him up, but you can't finish him into the kicking net.
Fence number 51.
It is on
15 yards.
You see right here, Takeo has him as they're going out, as you pointed out, but watch right at the end. You know, he kind of finishes him into that kicking net, and you've got a slick field on the sides, and it's going to be wet over there, so there's an opportunity for somebody to slip, and it maybe looks worse than it is. But hey, like you said, Kevin, when they get to the chalk, let the guy go or hold him up.
With the penalty at the 16-yard line of Cincinnati. Again, deep penetration by the Dallas Cowboys. This is their second possession. Fumbling before inside the Cincinnati 1. First and 10, and Emmitt Smith ran from behind and inhaled again by Oliver Gibson. He's getting outstanding penetration. Push him back to the 17-yard line, and a loss in the play of about a yard.
And Solomon Page is really struggling right now with Oliver Gibson's quickness. He's been in the backfield several times already today and just missed a few tackles. That time he beats him, retraces back around, and makes the tackle.
There's Adrian Ross, and there's Oliver Gibson, the ex-Pittsburgh Steeler, who played for a couple years. And near the 17-yard line for Dallas, we'll call it second down and 11 with McGarity on the move and Aikman back to throw. Good block. Here comes Gibson again, but that time he fell, and another drop pass this time by Emmitt Smith, and a flag is down at about the 12-yard line. A lot of yellow on the field already in the game today. This one's against Dallas. In fact, they got 2 against the Cowboys. What about Emmitt dropping that pass? Very uncharacteristic, like the fumble was inside the 1
There were 2 fouls by the offense on the play. Ineligible downfield, number 77. Penalty is declined. There's also pass interference. Offense number 77, downfield blocking. That penalty is accepted.
Well,
10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
We got Solomon Page on 2 penalties in 1 play.
Well, if you're going to be bad, be real bad. I mean, he's downfield illegal, and then he's blocking while he's doing it. But on that play, Dallas is trying to set up a screen pass. The pressure disrupts the timing of the screen. It's very hard for the linemen to maintain that. They think the ball is going to be gone, but they should be waiting for a go call from the running back that's involved in the screen. They shouldn't be going downfield until they hear that go call. Solomon, with the disruption by the pressure, got downfield.
Outside the Bengal 26, second down and 21. Got to get all the way inside the 7 for the first down. Good block by Adams. There's the pass. Drops by McKnight. And he slides at about the 7-yard line. Had he caught it, it would have been close to a first down. He drops that one. Now brings up 3rd and 21 for Dallas.
And when you watch film on the Dallas Cowboys, the one thing that keeps popping up over and over again is the fact that they're not able to make the play at the critical time. Here's 2nd and 20. James McKnight runs the right route. The ball's thrown on time, and he drops a very catchable pass. If not for a first down, at least puts them in 3rd and short. So they've got to find a way to step up and make those plays at the critical times in the big points of the football game. We've seen 2 mistakes already.
Bengal 26, 3rd down and 21. Cowboys about 40% on 3rd down this season outside the pass. A nice catch made by Jackie Harris, twisting his way for a gain of 5 down to the 21-yard line, but well shy of the first down. So Cincinnati's defense holds the Dallas Cowboys to a 3-point field goal try.
In 2nd down and 20, you're going to have an opportunity to have more of your offense involved. The defense isn't going to sit back. But once you get to 3rd and 20, you're not going to be able to get the ball downfield to be able to convert that first down. Troy had to throw the ball short off to Jackie Harris because Cincinnati had dropped back into a 4-across zone.
So here is rookie free agent Tim Cedar, who kicked a career-long 48-yarder last week in Philadelphia. In fact, they've got a rookie free agent punter as well. So they completely wiped away with the head, and their kicking game is.
There has not been a challenge on the play. There is no review, no charge timeout. 4th down.
What they would look at, I don't know. It's for only a gain of 5 and well shy of a first down. But nonetheless, here's the field goal try by the Dallas Cowboys. This will be a 39-yard attempt by Tim Cedar. He's from Ashland University. He was out of football for the last 2 years. He was a high school coach in Ohio. Then came here as a rookie free agent, made the team, and he's been great. He's 13 of 14 kicking this season.
Steve Hoffman continues to find these guys out of nowhere every year when the kicker leaves.
And this 39-yard boot is going to sail wide right, and only his 2nd miss in 15 tries this season, much to the chagrin of Dallas Cowboy coach Dave Campo. So the Cowboys have had 2 great scoring chances, have blown them both, and we're still scoreless. Failures by the Dallas Cowboys so far in this first quarter. We're just under 3 minutes to play. Score Bengals in Dallas. Kevin Harlan, Daryl Johnston, along with Beasley Reese inside the Cincinnati 30. First down and 10 yards to go. Bengals have had it twice, punting both times. Some play action by Smith, and a catch made by Tony McGee, breaking 2 tackles, and finally brought down by Felipe Sparks on the sideline. And close to a first down. In fact, he gets it with the gain of 11 up to the Cincinnati 41-yard line. And let's go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. It is starting to rain here. It rained all morning long. That could change the complexion of this game a little bit. Now, with Cincinnati having the ball, expect Akili Smith to try to run at some point. They looked at what Donovan McNabb of Philadelphia did to Dallas last week. Back to you.
You're right. He was good. 1st and 10 outside the 40 for Cincinnati. Firing a pass and dropped by the tight end McGee. He just caught that 11-yarder moments ago. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. The Cowboys have had, as Beasley wisely brings up, problems with opposing scrambling quarterbacks.
They really have. They've given up the most yards to quarterbacks of any team in the NFL. And last week they had Donovan McNabb in check for 3 quarters. But the 4th quarter and overtime, he stepped up. He made some huge plays. I was asking when we talked to Akili Smith, did you watch that film? Did you get a sense? Because he needs something positive for him to happen to get involved in the football game.
Outside the 40, 2nd down and 10. again, and again it's Corey Dillon. Bushwhacked on the play by Wortham and by Dexter Coakley. A gain of 2 on the play. Well, there have been a lot of injuries for this Dallas Cowboy defense over the last couple of weeks. The latest in the far right, Leon Lett hurt his knee in practice, gone for the season. Hurt his knee in practice this week.
And that's the thing. When you look at these injuries, these are not 2 to 4 week injuries. These guys are all gone for the year. And as you see there, 3 of these guys are on the defensive side of the ball. And that is the thing that has to have Corey Dillon excited, because they've been weakened in the middle. Both tackles are out, and the free safety is out.
42-yard line, 3rd and 8. Poor third down team, the Cincinnati Bengal ball club. Good block by Willie Anderson, providing time for the quarterback Smith to throw to Craig East on the sideline as they work on Charlie Williams. And he'll be close to a first down, but if that measurement is any indication right there, they're shy by maybe the length of a football.
And there's the inexperience at the skill position in a third down situation, not getting enough yardage for the first down. The ball is thrown on time. You're going to come back for that catch. You have to run the route past the chains, so when you come back and make the catch, it's enough for a first down. You'll watch at the top of the screen as he breaks out. He's losing ground to come back and make the catch, but because he didn't get the depth on the route to begin with, he comes up short, puts him in a critical decision process right now, whether to go for it on 4th and short near midfield.
Well, they're just inside Dallas territory. They've got a great running game. Dallas has the worst against the run, and a timeout has been taken. A timeout has been taken and a flag has been thrown.
I don't know if they got that timeout called before the clock ran out. That's what Darren Woodson said when he went running up to the official. It'll be interesting to see what the decision is here, because all of a sudden that becomes 4th down and 5 yards and inches.
I can't believe Cincinnati would let something like that slip away without using a timeout.
The ball. Hold the ball. We're going to stop the game. We'll measure for a 4th down. We'll measure for a 4th.
Right. And a good call by Phil Hockley. Measure for the 4th down, see exactly how far they've got to go, much to the disbelief of Dave Campo on the sideline. And so I think that they were still in the process, actually, of trying to figure out if they were going to measure. Akili Smith is looking over to the sideline to see if we're going to go for it on 4th and inches, and that's when the confusion erupted, and so wisely they just stopped playing. And they're that far away, like we said, about the length of the football.
And they just need to get to that decision process a little bit sooner before that play clock gets to 0 and confuses everybody.
It's like we're doing a night game here in Dallas. I mean, it is so dark through the hole in the roof here at Texas Stadium, and it looks like it's a night game. So they're that far away, about the length of a football. They are going to go for it as they leave the Bengal offense on the field. Do you like this call? Would you go for it?
I really don't think you have anything to lose, and as you pointed out, they've got one of the best running backs in the NFL right now. They've been a physical team up front. Dallas has got injuries at their defensive tackles. You know that you're going to have new people there. I think you do. I think this sets a tone, and this is the Dick LeBeau style of football that the players have always really bought into right now.
And the quarterback sneak, and they've got it with Smith, who is a very athletic quarterback, jumping over for the first down. He came into the game telling you he is the lowest rated passing quarterback in the NFL, but his leadership qualities, I think, are very much.
And watch the surge by the offensive line. That was the key on that point. They reestablished a line of scrimmage. And he is an athletic quarterback, but on that one right there, that was all the big guys up front.
Inside the 49 of Dallas, best penetration today. First and 10, Corey Dillon hurdling over defenders, brought down in the secondary by Izell Reese. It's a gain of 8. Reese taking the place of the injured George Teague, and he makes the Bengals set up at the 41-yard line of Dallas.
And he is an excellent first down runner. He really puts your offense in great position on second down to really open up your playbook.
So now it is second down and short to go with about 2 from the 41 of the Cowboys. We've run out of time here in the first quarter. Dallas has blown 2 red zone opportunities in the first quarter. And Cincinnati with the reason to be optimistic. Emmitt Smith fumbling inside the 1. That's the end of the first quarter with no score between Dallas and Cincinnati. And we'll return to Texas Stadium right after this message from your local CBS station. Neal at about the 41-yard line. No gain on the play. McNeil, somewhat of the GOAT from last week's loss in Philadelphia for the Cowboys.
Oh, he had 2 big breakdowns last week late in the game, taking his helmet off after a defensive stop to allow a drive to continue that later led to the first field goal. It really changed the momentum of the game, and then later a holding penalty that negated an interception and also continued a drive that went down for a touchdown.
Third down, long one. Cincinnati outside the Dallas 40-yard line. Handoff with a block from Goff and a run by Brandon Bennett. And he gets the first down all the way to the Dallas 35-yard line. A gain of 5. Worthen the tackle. Let's check back into New York with Jim Nance.
All right, Kevin, this is Jacksonville's first game since beating the Cowboys in overtime 2 weeks ago. Back home now, and Brunell finds an opening and the end zone. 7-0 Jags at the start of the second quarter. Let's go back to Kevin and the Moose.
Jacksonville had a bye last week. They last beat the Cowboys a couple weeks ago in overtime. First and 10. Smith fires a pass incomplete. He's looking downfield for his receiver at about the Dallas 21. Peter Warrick was in the vicinity. Incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10 from the Dallas 35.
And one of the things that I notice about Akili Smith when he throws the ball, he throws hitches, curls, and comebacks well. But anything coming across the middle, watch where this ball is. High and behind. Consistently high and behind on any type of crossing or in route. And that's one of the staples of this offense.
Second down 10 from the 35. Hand off to Dillon. Got a nice block from Anderson. Sidestepping his way and busting free down to the Dallas 22-yard line. A gain of 13 yards on the play. Greg Ellis makes the tackle. And a great run by Corey Dillon, one of the best in the business.
And Dallas has got to surround Corey Dillon when he's running the football. He is not going to be brought down by one tackler. They've got to get people to the ball, and you can see right here, there's people on the Dallas defense standing around. Missed tackles, attention to detail. Darren Woodson talked to us yesterday about this team not focusing in on the attention to detail necessary to win football games.
Bengals first and 10 inside the Dallas 22. And it goes to Brandon Bennett, grabbed by Coakley and brought down near the 16-yard line on a gain of 6 on the play. Coming up in the NASDAQ.com halftime report, join Jim, Mike, and Jerry for all the scores and highlights. A lot of late-breaking NFL news all coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report. Here we have no score. Early second quarter, Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals with the rain really picking up in intensity right now. Second down 4. Cincinnati at the Dallas 16. Fake handoff, play action, good block by Graham, the center. That pass knocked down by Darren Hambrick. And a pass intended for running back Bennett of the Cincinnati Bengals. Incomplete pass. With third down. Hambrick has come up with 3 good plays already in the first half.
We've talked several times that Dallas is not playing with emotion right now, but Darren Hambrick is always that guy. He's always really high on the emotional scale. He brings a lot of that to the defense, but nobody else is joining in on that.
13th play of the Cincinnati drive. Third down 4 from the Cowboys 16. Handoff to Bennett, and back of a Jackson block, breaks a tackle on the play from Ellis and moves the ball inside the 10 and near the 8. And should be, he does, capture a first down on the play. It's a gain of 9 on 3rd and 4. First and goal to go Cincinnati. Let's check in downstairs with Beasley Reese.
I'm having some technical problems. I couldn't hear you guys, but down here it is absolutely pouring, so don't look for much passing down here in the end zone. Back upstairs.
First and goal. Handoff goes to Corey Dillon, running outside, pushed by Coakley, and then shoved out of bounds on the play with no gain. Greg Ellis saw to that as he was coming from his defensive end and shoved him out about the 7-yard line. It'll be second down and goal.
And if you want to attack the Dallas Cowboys, you should attack inside. Watch the flow of all these guys going to the ball. That is one of the marquees of the Dallas defense, is their speed. It's tough to run outside on them. You want to attack them between the tackles. You've got a big physical runner. You've got an offensive line that zone blocks very well. Get a man on a man and let him pick his holes. Don't try and beat Dallas to the corners, because that'll be a tough fight all day.
Second goal from the 7. Peter Warrick is on the move. Fake handoff by Smith. And he throws to his fullback, Nick Williams, who is tackled by Coakley at about the 4 of Dallas on a gain of 3. That'll bring up 3rd and goal.
You would expect Cincinnati to be a much better play-action team with the running of Corey Dillon throughout the season, yet they tend to struggle on that. The passing game has been very, very iffy the entire season, but you would think that the play-action passing game would give them an opportunity for some big plays. We've seen some bootlegs and some different things with play-action, but still not a whole lot of success there, even with the production from Corey Dillon.
Pretty poor AFC red zone offense. 3rd and goal at the 4. Smith with a good block by Jackson. Fires to the end zone. He had 2 receivers side by side, incomplete. One was Warrick, one was the tight end McGee. And so the Dallas Cowboys hold Cincinnati out deep in their own zone and will hold them to a 3-point try.
And the Dallas defense following up what the Cincinnati defense has done, being able to make a big stop in the red zone and hold this game now to hopefully a 3-0 Cincinnati lead. But Dallas likes to blitz inside. You can see all the pressure coming from inside. But unusual play calls. You know, you have first down, you've got Corey Dillon, and you have 2 passes on 2nd and 3rd down.
A couple rookie kickers. Here's Neil Rackers, who is a rookie out of Illinois, and he puts it up and in from 22 yards away. And Dick LeBeau and the Cincinnati Bengals get on the board first, 3-0 over the Dallas Cowboys. So they strike first. 3-0 over the Dallas Cowboys.
And we'll see if Dallas has something up their sleeves. Talking with Joe Avizano before the football game. If they got the opening kickoff they had planned to reverse, we'll see if they try it now.
And the kickoff picked up by Tucker. And Jason Tucker got a block from Larimore. And then he is brought down at about the 23-yard line by Billy Granville. A 23-yard return. The reserve linebacker Granville with the stop. And a timeout on the field. That's I really don't know what to say. From the 24-yard line, 1st and 10, Troy Aikman winds up and throws downfield, and it's caught by James McKnight, tackled by Chris Carter, and Tom Carter up to the Cowboy 44-yard line, a gain of 21 yards. As we send it off to Jim Nance in New York.
Well, here's something that's pretty.
13th consecutive home win, too. And a handoff to Emmitt Smith for a gain of 1, tackled by Spearman along with Copeland up near the 46-yard line. That picture, you see no out. Hey, by the way, I don't know if I'm sure most of Dallas knows, but maybe most of our listeners. You and your wife, Diane, just had a 9-month little baby boy, Aiden. And I assume that is after. Is that after or before?
That is pre. But she is back to that.
She is.
Yes, she is.
2nd down and 9 from the 46. Aikman loads a time. Good block by Adams. Now being chased by Copeland, and a shuffle pass, and it's caught by Emmitt Smith. What great improvisation! And there goes Smith, spinning inside the 35 and near the Cincinnati 34. It's a gain of 19. Carter with the tackle. Aikman just pulled a Houdini. 1st down, Dallas.
And who says Troy Aikman can't ad-lib in the pocket and can't scramble? And this is what happens when your body's beat up. You find other ways to get things done. The old Troy Aikman, he might have sprinted for the sideline, but in that situation, a little flip to Emmitt Smith, and they need a play like that. They need something to get him back on track. They need something to get the emotion back, though. But you look at them right now, they're still flat. They gotta get excited when they make a play like that.
Aikman is 8 of 9 through the air, 123 yards from the Cincinnati 35. 1st and 10 with play action. Aikman right to work and going deep and looking downfield for McKnight. Touchdown! Oh, what a catch!
One of the most difficult plays to defend in the game of football is the underthrown long ball. Tom Carter's going down the field. James McKnight has all the advantage in his favor. He turns, the ball is underthrown. Tom is actually in good position to make a play, but because it's underthrown, the advantage goes to James McKnight.
Cedar with the extra point. Troy Aikman has just thrown his 6th touchdown pass of the season. With all kinds of injuries, he looks sharp. 9 of 8 throwing today. And Dallas takes their first lead over the Bengals. His lead on a touchdown pass of 35 yards. Troy Aikman. Wide receiver James McKnight set up on a nice shuffle pass to Emmitt Smith. And now Dallas on top for the first time today, 7-3. And here's the ensuing kickoff by Micah Noor. And this will be Tremaine Mack from the 5-yard line for Cincinnati. Grabbed and brought down by Chris Brazel, a reserve wide receiver, number 85, and limits Mack to an 18-yard return. Cowboys on top, 7-3. It had 2 red zone failures to begin the game, but 3 times a charm. Even though they were not in the red zone, they do capitalize on good position. They lead it 7-3 and a long touchdown pass by Aikman. 1st and 10 after the kickoff to Cincinnati, and it's Corey Dillon from his 22 out near the 25. brought down by Pepe Zellner. A flag is thrown back at the 31, and the gain right now stands for just a couple yards. And the face mask is called against Cincinnati, or against Dallas. Let's see if it is the inadvertent kind or the big 15-yarder.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 90, 15-yard penalty,
15 yards.
First down.
On that last touchdown, it was set up on this play.
And I played with Troy and Emmett for 11 years, and this is something that I have never seen until today. I mean, Troy, he's a good scrambler out of the pocket, but watch here at the end, the little flip to Emmitt Smith. That's something that is built over years of playing football together, and it shows you the competitive spirit. He's banged up. He's still trying to make things happen for his offense.
On the 41, 1st and 10 with the penalty. Corey Dillon running outside, getting a nice block on the play by wide receiver Peter Warwick, which leads Dillon to a gain of 7, brought down by Ryan McNeil and Izell Reese, and marked the ball up near the 47-yard line. Folks, get live updates from each NFL game as it happens. Just click on the live scores at CBS.sportsline.com. 7-3 Dallas here. It is 2nd down and 3. Lead blocked by Nick Williams, and crossing midfield is Corey Dillon, landing at the Cowboy 49. Close to a first down. The tackle made by Brandon Noble, who's taken the place of the injured Chad Hennings. You see how close they are to the first down.
And here's the stats on Corey Dillon. Everybody remembers the big day he had against Denver when he broke Walter Payton's National Football League rushing record with 278 yards. But the big key is right here. He's not getting a whole lot of carries. He's got 761 yards. That doesn't even put him in the top 2 or 3 in the AFC. You would think that with what he's done production-wise that there would be more yards there.
He is totally free after this season. You think he's going to stay a Bengal?
I tell you what, this is going to be a difficult decision for Corey Dillon because he has seen what has happened with other players in this organization. Carl Pickens forced to leave because he couldn't get his contract done. Randy Cross has called the Cincinnati Bengals the worst organization in professional sports. I don't even know if they'll make a big run at Corey Dillon, but they've missed out on the opportunity to trade and build for the future. So to me, if they did that, that means they want him here as part of their future. So looks to me like Cincinnati could step up for the first time and offer a big contract to a key player for their football team.
So it's 3rd down and inches. They got the brand new stadium, and the quarterback keeper by Smith. 2nd time he's done that today, and looks like he's got the first down. And as they unpile him, Beasley, what do you think?
Well, you know, guys, I think he's going to leave, actually. You know, when he talked about what his options would be, he said he would like to finish his career in Cincinnati, but it really didn't sound sincere.
I think the one hit you got is he wants to play for somebody that's going to win a championship, and I think he feels right now that Cincinnati is too big into a rebuilding phase.
First down for the Dallas 48. Here's where Smith is deadly. He's got the first down, running for his life to the 30-yard line, brought down by Coakley and by Wortham. It's an 18-yard scrambling game by the former minor league baseball player Akili Smith.
And when you pressure a scrambling quarterback, you have got to maintain your lanes. These guys can't get pushed outside. These guys got to get up and hold their lanes in here. Watch as they rush the quarterback, how the lanes break down and the middle of the field opens up. He gets a little pressure from Demetrius Underwood, but there's that big gap on the left side. I am surprised it took them over halfway through the 2nd quarter to get a scramble.
31-yard line, 1st and 10. Another good block by Warren. There goes Dillon, racing down the sideline near the Dallas 20. That's a gain of 11 yards. Boy, he turned that corner in a hurry, but it was set up on a ceiling block far side by number 80, Peter Warwick, that opened the door for Dillon.
And that's the 2nd time you've called Peter Warwick's name on a good block on the outside. He may not be getting the ball in his hands, but he's helping Corey Dillon have a nice day by making some good blocks outside. And one of the things that Peter said is he kind of loses his focus during the course of the game when he's not involved, and he tends to have drops. But right now he's being very focused and making some big blocks on the outside.
First down outside the Dallas 20 for Cincinnati. Fake handoff to Dillon. Everybody bites. Look at the time. Here comes Alonzo Spellman. The deceptive Smith gets away and throws a wobbly pass. Incomplete. Wisely throws it incomplete. 2nd down.
Akili Smith being very, very heady on this drive. He makes the scramble for 18 yards to get the first down. And on this situation, I really feel that the old Akili Smith would have tried to force something in. But right now, he sees he has nothing. He doesn't try and make anything big happen. He throws the ball out of bounds. They get the line up 2nd down and 10 instead of a turnover.
Well, look at McNabb last week for Philadelphia. Look at Cordell Stewart now for Pittsburgh with his scrambling. He's now moving out of that pocket. That's a new team in Pittsburgh.
And watching the Cowboys the last few weeks, Akili Smith had to be Eddie, because Mark Brunell of the Jaguars really broke contain on Dallas a lot also.
Here's a second and 10 handoff to Brandon Bennett. That's the 8th play of the drive, and he works it down to the Dallas 18-yard line. Give or take a gain of 3 on the play. Had some good lead blockers. By the way, John Jackson, who started at left tackle, is not out. And they've got the new left tackle, Rod Jones, who started last week while Jackson was out with a hamstring injury. And now Jackson out again today. I think he's nearing the end of his career. The injuries are piling up. They got Rod Jones again there at the left tackle.
And he's one of the guys that Dick LeBeau got back into the starting lineup because he liked what he did on the football field. But he's just been nicked up the last few weeks, hasn't been able to stay out there.
Outside the 17 of Dallas, it's 3rd and 8. No time on the clock. No, there goes a flag. A late flag from the end zone. Too much time. When you played, what were the primary causes for delay of game? They're up there. I mean, the guys
delay of the game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
What's the problem on something?
One of the biggest contributors is getting the play in late from the sideline. So all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball and you can't get up to the line of scrimmage. If you have a play that has motion and movement and changes of sets and formations, and then you're on a long count, there's really no chance for you unless you get that play into the huddle quickly. At Dallas, we really struggled with that. If you watch Troy Aikman, you can see frustration on his face a lot of times during the course of the game because he's not getting that play in fast enough. I think that's what just happened to Akili Smith.
Dallas 23, 3rd and 13 for the Bengals. Shotgun snap by Graham. Good time for Smith. Fires a pass, and it's caught by Warwick, but shy of the first down. He had to get down to the 11. He straddles the 20-yard line. He picks up 4. That's only his 2nd catch today and only the 3rd time they have thrown to Peter Warwick. Joe Bowden makes the tackle, and so they'll try for 3.
And one of the big things that Dick LeBeau wants to do is get Peter Warwick more involved in the game. He hasn't really had an opportunity to get his hands on the football, but right there, just a simple crossing route. But in a 3rd and 12 situation, I would like to get Peter Warwick a little bit farther down the field than trying to throw underneath and have him break some tackles.
Neil Rackers has already kicked a 22-yard field goal today. He's going to be good here from 37 yards. So 2 Bengal field goals, and Dick LeBeau is charged up on the sideline. Rackers taking the place, and Doug Pelfrey is a rookie free agent doing a good job, and the Bengals a point away. Harlan, Moose Johnston, along with Beasley Reese here in rainy, dank Dallas.
The infamous dank conditions.
Yes, that's right. Rackers just kicked a 37-yard field goal. He had a 22-yarder earlier in the game at 7-6 Dallas on an Aikman touchdown pass of 35 yards. And the kickoff by Rackers. Picked up by Tucker inside the 5. And breaks 1 tackle of Hall. Then grabbed by Robert Bean. A flag is down. And the tackle made it about the 21-yard line. Ed Hochuli's crew has been busy today. Dallas had 12 penalties last week in the loss to Philadelphia. This is against Dallas again. No NFC team has a better record against the AFC since the 2 have been won than the Dallas Cowboys over the many, many years.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the receiving team, number 44. 10-yard penalty. They keep the ball, 1st down.
That's Johnston's replacement, Robert Thomas, and let's send it downstairs to Beasley Reese.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. You remember in our meeting yesterday, we were talking to Troy Aikman. He made this great joke. He said the worst thing about Cincinnati is their secondary, but the worst thing about us, speaking of Dallas, is our passing game. Well, so far, Troy is really throwing the ball well. Back upstairs.
He is Dallas 27th in passing in the NFL from the 11, 1st and 10. Aikman 9 of 10 today. Handoff goes to Emmett, and there's Oliver Gibson again with incredible penetration and a loss of perhaps a yard on the play, setting up 2nd and 11 back at the 10-yard line. And Monday on CBS begins with an all-new King of Queens, followed by Yes Dear, Everybody Loves Raymond, Becker with Ted Danson, and then Family Law with new cast member Tony Danza, all here all Monday on CBS. 2nd down and 11 back at the 10. Gibson's had a great game on that defensive line for Cincinnati today. The movement. And Aikman on 2nd and 11 fires a pass, and it's caught by McGarity, shy of the 20 at the 19. He's belted on the play by linebacker Adrian Ross. It's a gain of 9, shy of the 20.
Wade McGarity, one of the guys that comes out of the slot, makes a lot of those tough catches coming across the middle. He knows he's going to take a big shot right there, but you know what? You're going to take that shot whether you catch the ball or not. So you might as well take the hit there instead of getting also yelled at tomorrow in film session.
Cowboys about a yard and a half away from a first. We'll call it 3rd and a long one. As you see Baltimore on top of Tennessee, the Titans finally scored in Philly, shutting out Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. 3rd down and a long one. Great time for Aikman. Good blocking up ahead by Allen. The pass is caught by tight end Jackie Harris. And the 11-year veteran is up to the 26-yard line, tackled on the play by Corey Hall. It's a gain of 6. That's the 2nd time they have thrown to Harris today. Guy who has played with Green Bay, Tampa Bay in the last 2 seasons with the Titans. In fact, he started the Super Bowl last year for Tennessee.
And he just got back onto the practice field on Friday. Had a foot problem all week long. Missed Wednesdays and Thursdays practice. So I'm sure Troy's very happy to see him out there.
1st and 10 from the 26. Aikman with the block from Eric Williams outside. For the 3rd time they throw to the fullback, Robert Thomas. Belted by linebacker Steve Foley and picks up a yard down at the 27-yard line. And we've reached the 2-minute warning with 1:58 to play. It's 7-6 Cowboys. On 9 from the 27. Aikman, 12 of 13 thrown. His first miss in 8 passes to Wayne McGarity. Incomplete pass up about the 36-yard line. He's been right on the money.
He really has. The one pass that he missed was that drop by James McKnight on the long on the 2nd and 20 play. But that's his first miss, really, of a catchable ball. So
John Copeland is down for Cincinnati at about the 26-yard line. Cincinnati will be charged a timeout inside 2 minutes. So the Bengals, with the injury timeout, have 2 left. Dallas and Aikman with all 3. And we take a break from Texas Stadium. So Copeland walks off under his own power, but wearily. Bankston is in on that line with Oliver Gibson. 3rd and 9 coming up for Dallas. Bernard Wilson will take the place of Copeland. 3rd and 9 from the 27. They're showing blitz. And here they come. Mack is picked up. The pass thrown by Aikman incomplete. Aikman was flattened down the play by Corey Hall. The pass intended for James McKnight. And it's 4th and 9, and Dallas has got a punt.
This is the first time that they've really got pressure on Troy Aikman. There's Tremaine Mack coming up, Corey Hall. Chris Warren steps up, but they brought 2 weak. There's only 1 guy over there to block, so 1 guy is going to be free. That's a hot adjust on the outside, but they just couldn't make the connection, and they're forced to punt.
Micah Noor will punt. He is in the top 10 in net punting and in gross punt yards in the NFL. Not bad for a rookie free agent. Warwick is back inside the 35-yard line. Noor is down. The catch is made back at the 32. A flag is down. Back where Noor was whacked at the 15-yard line. A 41-yard punt as it stands right now.
Well, that's a great job by Micah Noor getting that ball off, because the snap was a little bit low and to his left. He moved over and picked it up and stayed in his same routine and kicked the ball. Raynard Wilson put a big hit on him as he punted the ball, and he is still down on the field right now.
And Akili checking with his crew. Wrong way. There he goes.
You see right here, it starts with the snap. The snap's going to be a little bit low and to his left, so that throws off the rhythm. Oof. Well, I tell you, a good job of just staying down, staying in your rhythm, because you'll get a good shot of it here. It skips back to him. Good job fielding the punt. He doesn't look up and feel the pressure, but you can see right there. Wow, he took a big hit on his kicking leg.
But the guy's only going for the ball. You know, it's one of those interesting calls. It's obviously it's roughing the punter. But the ball was not that much off his foot when that guy came running in.
No, it's a poor angle taken on the block point because he was up high. He wasn't down low where the football was.
I don't know.
If he takes a better angle to the block point to get his hands on the ball, he's going to block this punt. But you watch how high up he is on Micah's leg. I mean, he's up in his thigh. He totally goes over the top of the football.
The Dallas punter is down. Wilson has been flagged, and we have an injury timeout here in Dallas.
QB going against Raynard Wilson, a defensive end. You know, it's not pass protection, but you better do something to keep him out of there. He just kind of gives him the open gate. He gives him just a little token shove. He doesn't even really slow him down at all. Mario Edwards has just got to get in front of him, be a speed bump, do something. But you'll see him right here. He shuffles back, but he leaves him the short corner still. That's a defensive end. You've got to know your personnel on special teams. And if you think that guy's too big, you get in his middle and just become a speed bump for him. Don't let him take a shot on your punter like that.
Cowboys took over at their own 11 with 4:14 to play. 7th play of the drive up near the 42-yard line. We're in the second quarter. Now pass right on the money. Aikman hits McKnight to the Cincinnati 40-yard line. 18-yard gain on the play, and the tackle was made by Rodney Heath. Hurry up offense. You can see the timeouts remaining from the 40. First down and 10 in Cincinnati territory. Aikman with a good block from Page. A wobbly pass to his running back Warren. Grabbed from behind by Spikes and Artrell Hawkins. They mark the ball at the 35. He gains about 3 on the play. In fact, mark it at the 36. And a timeout has been taken. Cowboys will have 2 timeouts remaining.
You'll see Troy Aikman right here. He wants the timeout, but he's not getting it. He gets real close. Well, I tell you right there, we saw what happened with Randy Moss last weekend. I think that's 11 years of respect and not being involved in situations like that throughout your career. But you cannot make contact with an official on the football field under any circumstances. Troy Aikman, very lucky right here not to be ejected from the football game.
But why don't they call it sooner? I mean, you see these guys come up. I mean, obviously Aikman has gone 5 or 6 yards with maybe 3 or 4 seconds. Why wouldn't it be called immediately?
I have no idea. And that's what caused that entire situation, was Ed's lack of getting that timeout signal to Troy quick enough.
But to his credit, he did not call the penalty. I think you're right. All those years of experience. Second down and 7 inside the Cincinnati 37-yard line. Wrong cadence by Aikman. They get around Eric Williams on the wing. There goes a flag. A pass intended for McKnight. The coverage by Tom Carter. Tom Carter has been torched all day long.
And you see right there, you mentioned it earlier, the fact that Troy has a lot of trouble being on the same page with this new group of receivers. They're obviously a miscommunication between James McKnight and Troy Aikman.
Carter has had a horrible first half.
He has been the guy that they have gone after throughout this first half. Here's James McKnight right here on the screen, but you'll see he gets a poor release. Maybe that's what got that route downfield a little bit farther. And you can see as the ball skids a little bit short.
It's so blatant, though. He held it. He's like a rodeo cowboy.
There wasn't a real gray area on that one.
No. Now down to the Cincinnati 26. We're just before halftime. 1:09 to play. Dallas with 2 timeouts. First and 10. Tucker is on the move. One of his receivers. Here comes the blitz. Incomplete. And it was Tremaine Mack, who is mainly a kick return man, but playing the safety, and on the blitz, he snuck through and nailed Aikman.
And this is an area that Dallas has struggled with over the years. You can see everybody stepping up to Keo Spikes, and here comes Tremaine Mack. As everybody moves and adjusts to pick up their man, they're bringing more than you can block. Here they all come into the middle. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's coming free. They've got it blocked up pretty well, but they just get confused because there are so many coming through that area. Here comes Tremaine Mack free. The first time they've really gotten some pressure on Troy Aikman. The offensive line has done a great job. That was a key point today because of Troy's physical condition.
Second down 10. Dallas at the Cincinnati 26. Good block. Aikman is saved by Larry Allen. And the pass is low. And was it scooped in by McGarity? They're saying it is incomplete at the 13-yard line.
Oh. You had one guy from behind coming in and running incomplete, but the guy who had the better angle came in saying it was complete.
Well, the coaches can't challenge this because we're inside 2 minutes. Let's see what they should do upstairs here in the booth.
Watch the adjustment by Wayne McGarity here as he sees Troy starting to move to his right.
Yeah, we're blocked out.
Oh, it's on the ground. He didn't catch it.
Good call. Good call by the crew.
kind of hard for you to see from those angles, but the ball does go through his arms and rattles around his legs. Maybe that's why the guy from behind did have the better angle of it, because he wasn't blocked by any of the legs there.
Now 3rd and 10 from the Cincinnati 26. 57 seconds remaining in the first half. 2 Dallas timeouts. Good block by Horn, and that right to the hands of Jason Tucker, who is a second-year wide receiver out of TCU. So a drop pass. It's 4th down. Dallas will try for 3, and Cincinnati's defense holds.
Jason Tucker in the inside slot. He's just running up and running a quick out, but this is 3rd down and 10. Interesting play call by the Dallas Cowboys offense in a 3rd and 10 situation.
Well shy of the first down, even had he caught it.
Even had he caught it and been able to turn up the field and make a run after the catch, I still think he's going to be tackled short.
Here's Cedar with the field goal try, and this is no good from 44 yards. The holder was Micah Noor, the punter. And there he is. And he was just taken off the field moments ago, whacked by Renard Wilson on his punt literally minutes ago here in Texas Stadium. So Dallas can't convert. Cincinnati dodges a bullet, and it's 7-6 with the Cowboys on top by a slim point lead. And next Saturday on the Home Depot College Football, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish take on the Rutgers. So it is 1st and 10. Corey Dillon is stopped by Greg Ellis, a high pick out of North Carolina a couple years ago at the 31-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play. Now Tim Cedar for the Dallas Cowboys has had misses today of 39 and 44 yards.
And put that together with the fumble by Emmett inside the 1-yard line. 3 missed opportunities, but they have done a good job on Corey Dillon. Greg Ellis saying that they wanted to make a statement today to show everybody that they did not deserve to be the last rated team against the run. They've held them in check in the first half, but Corey's had some real big second halves.
2nd and 12. Here goes the aforementioned Dillon running outside. Ryan McNeil will shove him out. That was a 2nd and 12 handoff. He's out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play by Dillon. As you see, Baltimore on top of Tennessee. Baltimore beat Cincinnati last week 27-7. Philadelphia leads Pittsburgh. Jacksonville on top of Seattle. Some tells me the Jaguars are going to make a late run. You know, they were 3-6 back in '96, and they finished 9-7 and went to the playoffs. 3rd down and 6, and to a knee goes Akili Smith, and the seconds tick off here in the 2nd quarter. So Dallas has missed 2 field goals. Emmitt Smith fumbled inside the Cincinnati 1. Troy Aikman hit James McKnight on a 35-yard touchdown pass. And Cincinnati has gotten 2 field goals of 22 and 37 yards as we send it downstairs to Beasley Reese.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm with Troy. Troy, that's an excellent half of passing. How do you feel?
Well, I feel pretty good. You know, it was disappointing. We've squandered 13 points on some mistakes, turnovers, and missing a couple of those field goals. We got to come out. We got to get the running game going a little bit better in the second half, but we just got to keep playing.
All right, thank you, Troy. Okay. Back upstairs.
And that's the end of the first half with the score. Dallas and Troy Aikman 7, Cincinnati 6. Coming up next, the NASDAQ.com halftime report after this message and a word from your local CBS station. It's underway. Here's Tucker, and here comes the reverse as Tucker will hand it to Larimore. He's hit by Mack. He breaks the tackle, staggers ahead, and finally is brought down by Artrell Hawkins, a return of 10 yards. So Joe Avizano, the longtime special teams coach, it seemed it was slow to develop.
It was very slow to develop, and Kareem Larimore tries to go up the right side and get lost, but he's coming right here. He's got to be flying around that thing. He's very hesitant. Tremaine Mack comes down, breaks contained, gets a big hit on him. Maybe that's why they held it to the second half, because that wasn't executed real well.
The excitable Joe Avizano.
Slightly excitable. He will not be happy. You don't want to be coming over to the sideline after that play.
Outside the Dallas 20 on the reverse. First down and 10. Emmitt Smith with a Robert Thomas block and a tackle made by Takeo Spikes. And a gain of perhaps a yard, setting up 2nd down and 9 up near the 21-yard line. The Cowboys have had a succession of close games this season.
And they have struggled in all those, losing an 8-point lead to Arizona, having the 5 turnovers to the Giants and ending up losing there, a touchdown in overtime to Jacksonville. And last week, a 10-0 lead going into the 4th quarter, and they lose by 3 in overtime. This game is shaping up to be one of those kind of football games, and Dallas has not performed well down the stretch.
Second down and 9 up near the Dallas Cowboy 22-yard line. LaFleur, the tight end, is on the move, and the short drop by Aikman, finding the aforementioned LaFleur, former #1 pick out of LSU. Tackled on the play by linebacker Steve Foley. It's a gain of 13 yards up to the Dallas Cowboy 35.
And we see the same start to the second half as we did in the first. Dallas continuing to struggle in the running game, but Troy being very have today.
Troy's hit 7 different Dallas receivers today.
That's one of the marks of Troy Aikman as a quarterback. He will find the open receiver.
The pitch out on 1st and 10 from the 35. Emmitt Smith breaking a couple tackles. Slips his way up into the grasp of Armigas Spearman. And Chris Carter, a gain of 6 on the play. And they'll mark him down at the 42.
And to me, the most impressive stat on that sheet is right here at the top. 11 years. And just amazing to see what he's done throughout his career. And then the one thing that everybody talks about is how durable he is. Andy Reid, the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles last week, said it looked like Emmitt was in his 3rd or 4th year the way he was running. And that's been one of the strengths throughout his career. He just gets better every year.
Second down and 4, shy of the Dallas 42. Garrity is coming to the bottom of your screen. There you see Emmitt Smith again picking and poking his way, but the grab made by Takeo Spikes. We talked to Spikes yesterday about Emmitt Smith. There was a gain of about 1 yard up near the 43-yard line. He said the thing that struck him the most in watching tape of Smith was his balance. And you know what? He's right. His balance is maybe his best attribute.
He's got a great low center of gravity. When he takes the hit, he never really loses his stride or his balance. He never gets onto that one foot. He kind of just shifts his entire body weight and continues to move downfield.
And he knows when to fold him, and he knows when to hold him.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to stay up and take some big shots. That's why he's been here 11 years and still running the way he is.
They're down 3, shy of the Dallas 43. Aikman got a block from Warren that allows him to throw outside to Jackie Harris, and he just gets the first down up near the 46. And again, they throw to him on 3rd down. He's had 3 third down receptions today.
We talked to Troy Aikman, and one of the things he said he's always had a tough time adjusting to is the fact that Jay Novacek's gone. There's Jackie Harris coming across in motion, and he seems to be coming into that role that Jay did. You know, the really steady 3rd down receiver, the guy that he's going to look to in 3rd and 6 and a little bit less than that. And Jackie Harris having a nice day today, even though he didn't practice during the course of the week.
Tendinitis in his foot. 1st and 10 outside the 46. Great blocking time for Troy. The pass on the money, and it's caught by McGarrity. Goes around Robert Bean. Then Bean comes from behind and nails him. At the Cincinnati 28, it's a gain of 25 yards on the play. And Aikman has never looked sharper this season than this afternoon.
And when you have a running back like Emmitt Smith in the backfield, you're able to throw the play-action pass. And this is a deep route by Wayne McGarrity. This is a deep comeback. You see the ball delivered on time. Robert Bean doesn't have a chance. Wayne McGarrity gets a little bit of separation, but that ball is already on its way for Troy.
Maybe the sharpest he's been in 2 seasons.
This is by far the sharpest he's been this season.
1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line of Cincinnati. Blocked by Thomas, and a wobbly pass by Troy. One-hops his receiver, McKnight, incomplete at about the 10-yard line. And may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. I didn't see if someone got in his face, but it could have been tipped at the line.
And you get a lot of talk about Emmitt Smith as a runner, but watch him come out of the backfield right here. Everybody's going to block down to take the Keo Spikes in the gap, and Emmitt is going to be left with a big defensive lineman. But he just gets in there. He does everything he can. He throws that shoulder in there. Tom Bard able to bounce off of him and get a little deflection on the pass. But you know what? He is the most complete running back in the NFL. There's a lot of discussion about him and Barry being the best runner. He is the most complete.
Inside the 28 that time, a complete defensive effort. Complete stoppage by Rodney Heath on a 2nd and 10 handoff to Smith. He slowly gets up as he crumbled at the 32-yard line. And a loss of 4 on the play.
And I really feel that what Cincinnati does in their base defensive package are the things that causes Dallas to struggle. They do a lot of stunting and moving in their defensive line. They walk linebackers up into gaps and hit the gaps inside between the guard center area. And Dallas has always struggled with a quick, undersized defensive line. They're missing blocks and people are running free.
3rd down, 14 from the 32. Blocked by Williams, going outside, screen pass. Solomon Page trying to get a block ahead for Chris Warren. He's shy of the 1st down. And it's a gain of 6, so it'll be 4th down, and they had to get down to about the 18. The ball is spotted at the 26, and they will try for 3. Now, this has been an adventure today for the Dallas Cowboys because this young kid, Tib Cedar, has missed field goals from 33 yards.
Okay, we got 57.
And 39. Now Micah make it 39 and 44. Micah Knorr will be holding the punter who was injured earlier in the game, and this will be a 44-yard try by Seaton. He's missed twice, and he gets it in just inside the upright. And the Cowboys extend their lead. This field was not bad. Here's the kickoff. Tremaine Mack. It's a short boot, 15-yard line, and he went right into the defense and was knocked down. They'll mark him down at about the 35-yard line. And a timeout on the field. For Dallas Fort Worth had what, 87 days, Daryl, of no rain. They've had a lot of rain the last 2 weekends.
Yeah, I think we're catching up on that drought situation.
34-yard line, 1st and 10, and it goes off to Corey Dillon. Got around Hambrick, then shoved out of bounds by defensive back Ryan McNeil on a gain of 1. And they'll mark him out of bounds near the 33, 34-yard line. Cincinnati's first half possessions today, and their quarterback, Akili Smith, has now gone 25 quarters without a touchdown pass. He is, as we mentioned before, the lowest rated quarterback in the NFL.
And it was kind of an all-or-nothing first half for Cincinnati with 2 3-and-outs and 1 4-play drive, but the other being 10 and 17-play drives.
By the 35, 2nd down 9. Smith throws, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Michael Myers may have gotten in there, and he did. He's taking the place of the injured Leon Lett. Myers, a high pick out of Alabama 3 years ago.
Here's Michael Myers right here, and he gets the push inside, and when he realizes that he's not going to get to the quarterback, just get your arms up, try and time that jump. He does a great job of that. Takes down the passing lanes for Akili Smith, and he's the type of guy that you don't want to get into a rhythm. Give him any kind of chance for success because he has struggled. Keep him in that mind frame.
Shy of the 35, 3rd down and 9. Bengals trailing by 4. Mid-3rd quarter. The block by Jones. Now the rush. Ball knocked down from behind and recovered by Ebenezer Ekubon. It is a fumble, and the Cowboys get the turnover. The first Cincinnati turnover of the game.
Ebenezer Ekubon, he's up here at the top, covered in his 3-point stance. And he's also in going against Rod Jones, who's come in for John Jackson, who went out in the first half. Dallas has been waiting for Ebenezer to make these type of plays. He's a tremendous athlete, but he hasn't got the pressure that they thought to. And there's a very heady play going for the arm of the quarterback while he's got that ball out there. That is why Dallas does not have a lot of turnovers, because they have put no pressure on the quarterback this year.
No quarterback in the NFL has fumbled more than Akili Smith. Now from the 29, pass outside from Aikman to McKnight, and he is wrestled out of bounds by Robert Bean near the 23-yard line, picking up 6 on 1st down. Log on to NFL.com and you'll get a chance to vote for the AFC and NFC All-Star teams who will battle in the 2001 Pro Bowl. Vote now on NFL.com. Here, 10-6, Dallas Cowboys just recovering an Akili Smith fumble. 2nd down and 4 inside the Bengal 23, and somewhere in that Cowboy clutter is Ekubon. High pick a couple of years ago out of North Carolina. 2nd down and 4. Emmitt Smith, the Robert Thomas block. Emmitt tries to pick his way inside, then Adrian Ross, along with Takeo Spikes, make the tackle. A flag is down on the play at about the 25-yard line. And a hold, it looks like the head linesman is calling. We've not talked about Takeo Spikes today, but I came away so impressed with our conversation yesterday afternoon.
It's kind of a throwback to the old style mentality of football in this new modern era of the NFL.
He's a winner.
He really is. I think he's going to have a great career. On a team that struggles, he's not going to get the notoriety that he deserves, but if Cincinnati can ever turn the corner, but he's starting to get some Pro Bowl mention right now. He's having that type of a season on a team that's really playing poorly.
It is against the Dallas Cowboys.
Holding, offense, number 89, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Tight end LaFleur. Spikes has been absolutely outstanding since he joined the Bengals a couple years ago.
And you see the leader on top of that list, Tim Crumry, the defensive line coach. That's whose record he's going for. And, you know, I really feel that someday his name will be on top of that list. He's a competitor. And the thing that I like about him the most is the statement that he makes is he says, you know, you can talk about team and everything that goes around with the game of football, but unless you commit to be a great individual yourself, you will never have a great team. And he's trying to get the rest of the guys on the defense to follow that same philosophy.
When they win, it will be because of his play and his leadership. He's a wonderful player. The holding penalty against the Dallas Cowboys pushes them back inside the Cincinnati 33. This set up on Akili Smith fumble. It's 2nd down and 14. Aikman got a block from Emmett, going deep down the side for McKnight. Broken up, incomplete, no yellow on the field. The coverage by Rodney Heath. A kid who played high school football in Cincinnati, his college ball at Fresno State, and he couldn't have covered that any better. Incomplete pass.
Well, we saw Tom Carter get beat earlier in the game on an underthrown long ball, but Rodney Heath does a great job of getting his head around and picking the ball up in flight coming in. James McKnight, almost the identical pattern that they scored the touchdown on the opposite side of the field. Look at the position by Rodney Heath, and I think he's got a legitimate gripe there. I think James McKnight might have pulled his arm and interfered with him for making the interception.
Rodney Heath came from the Indoor Football League to join the Bengals. 3rd and 14 inside the Cincinnati 33. And the flag thrown there stops the play in mid-motion. Oliver Gibson was again charging right up into Mark Stepnowski's face.
Before the ball was snapped, false start. Offense, number 16, 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
Damon Hodge, who is a rookie free agent wide receiver who was put in on that play and does not see a lot of time, came off the Dallas practice squad back in mid-October. Philly holding on against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a great game there, and Seattle has come back to tie Jacksonville at 21. Derek Mays had a touchdown. Cleveland leading New England 13-3. Buffalo on top of Chicago. The Bears beat Indianapolis last week. Minnesota climbing. They were tied moments ago with Arizona, now leading at 17-7. Other scores you see. 3rd down 19, back at the 38. Aikman sets, going deep and looking for Tucker. There's a flag. They were trying to work on who else but Tom Carter on the corner. They have gone after Carter all afternoon, and usually with pretty good success, like right there.
If they haven't completed the ball, they've gotten a call out there in the secondary. And right here, what you're going to see is Tom Carter finishes the play. He's going to have his arm on Jason Tucker and push him.
Pass interference. Defense, number 21, armbar. The ball placed out of the foul.
Carter, a former #1 pick by the Redskins out of Notre Dame, cut by Chicago and picked up by Cincinnati.
At the end of this play, Tom Carter has got his arm. It's like a little arm bar. He's denying Jason Tucker the ability to get back to this football. You can see right there, he's got a little hook underneath the arm on top of that.
Beasley Reese, what did you see?
Well, I'm standing right here, and the DB clearly jumped into the guy. It was the oldest trick in the book. Back upstairs.
1st and goal from the 4. Tucker's in motion. Here comes Emmitt Smith. Grabbed once by Banks, and then brought down by Chris Carter. Bankston had him in the backfield, and then the slippery Emmitt Smith got away, but no gain on the play. 2nd down and goal.
And Emmitt Smith, the reason we were so surprised to see that play in the beginning of the game when he fumbled inside the 1 is because look what he's done throughout his career. He is #2 behind Jerry Rice. 142 of those touchdowns are rushing touchdowns. He has a sense for the goal line and able to find seams in tight in the goal line situations.
2nd down goal at the 4. In essence, a 34-yard penalty got him down there. Pass interference against Carter. Aikman with time. Emmett was right in front. What's Troy going to do? And look at the time. And a pass is grabbed, but was he in bounds? It was McGarity. Touchdown! Right over the pylon. And Troy Aikman has thrown his 2nd touchdown pass today. We think.
The odds of this getting challenged are about 100%. What happens when the protection breaks down and the quarterback starts moving, you have to move back to him and come down the outside. Wayne McGarity does that. Everybody loses track of him. He gets himself into a position. That is a touchdown. He's got both feet in bounds. The one question I will have is, did he step out of bounds as he came in? Too late to see from that angle, but as he was moving back towards Troy Aikman, he was coming down the sideline. To me, that would be the only possibility that is not a touchdown catch, because he has got both feet in and he has made the catch.
I'd like to see the feet one more time. The pylon is part of the end zone.
The ball never crossed the plane of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the half-yard line, and it's 3rd down.
That's why we said we think. It was ruled a touchdown. They have changed it on the field. It'll be at the half-foot line.
And you'll see the ball will come in. It never really crosses the plane of the goal line. It doesn't even make it to the pylon. He makes the catch right at the half-yard line. Good call by the officials right there.
You know, that left foot may have lifted off the turf as well. I mean, there may have been a couple things there that you could have looked at.
I would be really surprised if Dick LeBeau didn't challenge this, because you had the 2 officials on the side conferring about it anyways.
Now, we have not gotten the official word that he is challenging, but if yeah, they must have
to now.
Yeah, but I didn't see the red flag out there, and here goes Ed Hockley under the hood, and you look inside the TV screen and see. So the challenge here is if he actually caught the ball.
Yeah, they've got the correct mark on the ball. You can see that the ball does go out at the half-yard line. But it's going to be very difficult. All the angles that we have seen right now, there's not a real clear-cut angle. If we can find an angle, if this is inconclusive, obviously the play stands as called on the field.
Watch his left foot. Now the touchdown was knocked away, and so had that not been challenged, it would have been at the 1-foot line. But he's contesting, obviously, that it was a catch. If they call it a catch, it would be 3rd and goal at the 1. If they don't allow the catch, it would be 3rd and goal at the 4. And you know what? Those are pretty important yards right there to be dealing with.
That's a big 3.5 yards. And maybe people are wondering why Dick LeBeau would challenge this, because it's not called a touchdown. But the point you make, 3rd and goal at the half-yard line as opposed to 3rd and goal at the 4-yard line, much different scenarios for an offense.
Remember, Dallas has had some red zone problems this season, so the use of the challenge here may not be all that bad.
We've seen a fumble today already in a similar situation in the first quarter. So, not much difference. I agree with the challenge. It's going to cost you a timeout, but I really think that if it was to be overruled, that, going from the 4-yard line is much more difficult.
His left foot is up. I mean, I think his left foot is not down. And it's hard to see right there, but I think this will be the definitive angle, the one that Ed Hockley is probably looking at again and again. Well, I don't know. Now that I see it again, I don't know. Yeah. That's why we are paid to watch, and they are paid to decide. And that is what Ed Hockley has done. 3 yards may seem inconsequential, but it is big in this particular instance.
After reviewing the play, the runner had both feet down inbounds. It was a completed pass. The ruling on the field stands as called. The ball's at the half-yard line, 3rd down.
His left toe must have been down. The foot was raising. The heel was up, obviously, off the turf, but the toe must have been down. His left toe must have been down. So they ruled a catch. They've wiped away the touchdown, which they originally ruled. Cincinnati loses a timeout because they lost the challenge. And inside the 1, with the nose of the football literally inches away from the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal for the Dallas Cowboys. But you can see the lack of success they've had today. 3 tight ends. Emmitt Smith stopped. And did he break the plane? No one is ruled. He didn't get in. And Takeo Spikes came from the middle along the spearman. Now it is 4th and goal. Let's watch it again.
You can see right there the Cincinnati defensive line reestablishes the line of scrimmage back into the Dallas backfield. You cannot have penetration on the goal line. It disrupts the entire play. It doesn't give any running lanes for your running back. To be able to be successful in those situations, you have to come off the ball and reestablish the line of scrimmage on your side, on the other side of the ball.
Now they're going to try it for 3. You agree with this, or would you try to punch it in on 4th and goal?
They have struggled in this situation against Jacksonville. They struggled in these situations.
And a fake, and it goes to Cedar, who runs it in for a touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run by rookie free agent Tim Cedar. How about that? That woke up the crowd.
It's going to be a direct snap to the hole where he puts the ball down and then pops it up to Tim Cedar. Joe Avisano must have saw something on the tape during the course of the week in the rush lanes. You could see the overloaded rush to the left side, and Tim Cedar runs in to the defense's right side.
That's a great call. And now Cedar will try the extra point. Now the game is turned, and Dallas has got the momentum, leading 17-6.
17-6 Cowboys on top as they kick off the ball. You know, that was a rookie coaching mistake by Dave Campo. I'll let you guys take over the action here.
Picked up by Craig Yeast, who is at the 17-yard line in a pushing and shoving match at the other end of the field. And Charlie Williams has to be separated, as does Felipe Sparks. Flag is down at the 39-yard line. The kickoff came from Tim Cedar ever since Micah Noor was injured punting the ball earlier in the game. Cedar has been kicking off. So they clear the players. The short kick by Cedar went to Yeast. And you see the ensuing discussion on the field with our referees and our officials here today in Dallas.
The ball was kicked before it was declared ready for play. Therefore, there was no kickoff. We will re-kick. There was no foul on the play.
And let's go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. The point that I was about to make before the melee there, I think a rookie coaching mistake by Dave Campo. I'm watching his mouth before the fake field goal, the great play for the touchdown. He said, fake it. And I watched him say it. Normally, these guys cover their mouth, especially when it's a key moment like that. Now, actually, I thought he said something else back upstairs.
But this is a family show, and they didn't blow the whistle. And that signifies when the guy can kick the ball off. Now, he's obviously very excited. He's just running his first career touchdown.
He's doing something he hasn't done on a normal basis.
Exactly. He's kicking off because Micah Noor is injured.
I do like the explanation, though. There could be no penalty because there was no kick.
It's been kind of an interesting game. There's been a lot of twists and turns. Plays like that as Dave Campo, a one-time college linebacker at Central Connecticut State, weaves up and down. I had not met him until yesterday, and I got to tell you, I was very impressed. I really, really liked him.
Well, Dave and Dick LeBeau, both career assistants throughout their career, now having the opportunity to become head coaches, I think an inspiration to other people getting into the business, that if you do the right things and commit yourself to your job, you'll get that shot someday.
Yeast picks it up at the 20-yard line, and running up the middle, and finally, Pepe Zellner brings him down, or Zeppi. It's called a lot of things. Granville was up there blocking. There's the longtime assistant, now the head coach of the Cowboys, who just called the fake, and they lead it 17-6. A touchdown pass today from Troy Aikman. A touchdown run on a fake field goal. Tim Cedar is the one who brought that in, and Dallas leads it 17-6. Cincinnati, 2 field goals from the 36, first and 10. And it goes off to Dillon, who follows a block by Matt O'Dwyer and takes it for a gain of 4 out near the 40-yard line.
Well, during the course of the week, you're going to see things during special situations. Here, look at, they've got 8 guys all the way on this side. Watch the block come down and seal this. These 2 guys will work up to here. A great job of coaching and scouting by Joe Avisano on the special teams, and a great job executing by the PAT field goal team.
3rd down, 6. As it's 2nd down and 6 from the 40. Handoff goes once again to Corey Dillon. Wrapped up by Darren Hambrick, and he's out near the 42-yard line, and a gain of 2. Let's send it off to New York, and here's Jim Nance.
Thank you.
On the road in the month of November, 3rd and 3 from the 43-yard line. Smith sets with the short pass, and it's caught by the tight end McGee, but no place to run, no place to hide. Darren Woodson was there. We'll call it a gain of 1 up near the 43-44-yard line, and Cincinnati has got a punt. It looks like all the emotion has come out of their offense.
And there's another situation in a third down passing play where the receiver doesn't run the route deep enough to get the necessary yardage. There was not a blitz where that route would have been adjusted. Darren Woodson comes up and makes a good tackle. One of the things that Dallas has struggled in this year is tackling. And Darren Woodson is not one of the people you have to worry about when he comes up to make a hit.
Here it is, deep back, and a bad snap picked up by Pope. Here comes Larimore, who's got him. And bring the fumble on the play. He held it with one hand, and then jumping on it inside, I think, was Pepe Zellner, 93.
Players forward
There's Zellner. Larimore played a big role in that as he was.
The ball goes over to Dallas on downs. First down.
Cowboys get it. Another turnover by Cincinnati.
And boy, special teams playing a key part. A little bit of a high snap, but Marquez Pope should make that catch. Right now, just kick the ball. Don't try and run it. You're not going to be able to outrun anybody for your first down. Take your shot at kicking the ball and just getting it downfield. Maybe 10, maybe 15 yards, but it just advanced the football.
Snap from Brad St. Louis, who is a rookie on this team, and a timeout taken on the field. Dallas on top. Cincinnati turns it over on downs. 26-yard line. Dallas is threatening again. Thomas moves. He's back there with Warren. Fell forward. So the penalty flag will be on the Dallas Cowboys.
Ball start. Offense. Number 44, 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Does this kid come to you for a lot of advice? Have you talked to him about the ins and outs of playing fullback in the NFL?
I talked to him a lot last year after I got hurt in the opener. I was around the complex a lot, and we would watch film together, and I helped him out. He's a guy that wanted to learn the position, wanted to learn the intricacies that go along with it, the little subtle things that he couldn't get from the coaches, but would actually have to talk to a player.
He's a linebacker, right?
He's a converted linebacker, yeah. So he's got the mentality to play the position.
Penalty flag moves the Dallas Cowboys back to the 31. First and 15 deep in Cincinnati territory. Sparks looked like he was going to blitz. Instead, the handoff to Warren. Finds a crack and goes on through and takes it near the 21. Flag is down on the play. As it stands now, a gain of 10. Tackle was made by Chris Carter in the Cincinnati secondary. I think it's on Solomon Page.
And that's because he's trying to block Oliver Gibson, who has been giving him fits all afternoon. He's been in the backfield several times, just making plays in the Dallas backfield, and obviously they're trying to use an illegal technique to keep him from getting into the backfield. But Oliver Gibson is he has been a force on the Cincinnati defensive line. 9th penalty on the Cowboys today, 6th on their offense.
First down. Now it's 1st and 25. And they're all the way back to the Cincinnati 41. We're at the 26. And off to Chris Warren. Good block by Stepnoski, and there goes Warren. Gets a big chunk, tackled by Chris Carter again. Down to the 21-yard line. Gain of 19 on the play. The lightest player on the offensive line, 265-pound Mark Stepnoski, with the biggest block on the play. And we used to tease Mark a lot. He's an undersized guy, but he is a perfect technician. And the boos you're hearing is because there is another penalty flag on the field. Hands to the face, but I didn't get a number. I think it was 77 again. That's Solomon Page. Second-round pick out of West Virginia a season ago. Well, this is what Dave Campo has really been driven crazy with this football team. They have the mishandled snap by Daniel Pope on the punt. They've got 1st and 10 at the 26, and now they're all the way back out to the 43-yard line. They are missing opportunities that are presented to themselves during the course of the football game. Now it's 1st and 27. And a pass by Aikman is caught Grab by McKnight. Mark it at the 27-yard line. Gain of 18 on the play. Make it the 25-yard line.
And the play action will bring these guys up, and it will create an area between the linebackers and the safety. And you'll see James McKnight come into the picture right there. They had Takeo spikes up into the line of scrimmage, and then he kind of lost his feel on the field and left that open area for Troy to find James McKnight.
McKnight, who began his career with Seattle, 7 catches today at career high 149 yards. Second down 9 from the Bengal 25. Blitz is on, picked up nicely. The pass, they have single coverage, which they're looking for, incomplete to McKnight. Covered by Robert Bean, who is a rookie 5th-round pick out of Mississippi State.
That's a nice play by Robert Bean because they have used this play before. He gets a little jam at the line of scrimmage, but watch as the receiver looks back. He looks back. He picks up the ball and gets a hand in to knock it down. That's a very nice play by Robert Bean.
25-yard line, 3rd down and 9. You can see 3rd down conversions today by both teams. Not all that good. Cowboys have scored on a touchdown pass by Aikman, a fake field goal, and a field goal. 3rd and 9. Pump fake one way. They set up the screen. Goes to Warren. Trying to get a block was Williams, but read well by Copeland and Takeo Spikes and Daryl Williams. They stopped it, as they've done a couple times today. A gain of 8. They're down to about the 18. They had to get to the 16-yard line, and they'll try for 3, we think.
Boy, that play looked like it was going to be a lot more successful than it was. And this was a motion that they used last week against Philadelphia, where they brought the receiver across, and they actually threw a flare pass to him coming out the other side. Cincinnati watches film. They move to that play, and they throw a screen out the back door.
35-yard try by Cedar. And that one is up and in. This was all set up on a bad snap by Cincinnati on a punt. They lost it on downs. It was turned over on downs at their own 26, and so the Cowboys capitalized not for 6 but for 3 and build their lead 20-6 over Cincinnati. Let's go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, guys. One man who might be watching this game today is the great Roger Staubach. I was talking to you guys over the weekend, and he is really one of the first of the year-round trainers. Tom Landry would have him come out and train year-round, where one year, many years ago, he didn't have anybody to throw to. Is that the ugliest thing you ever saw in your life? So they moved me to wide receiver from defensive back. Daryl, hey, Daryl, I was the worst wide receiver in the history of the Cowboys. That's why they sent me to the Giants. Back to you.
I don't know, Bees. I like the concentration on the ball. You're looking at him. You're not running downfield without the ball yet.
I just can't believe the face distortion that I put on the picture.
It was all that speed, the gravity, you know, the wind just pushing those cheeks back.
Actually, he had Beasley had a Olympic trials invitation, which he couldn't make because of football. But at one time, he was thought to be the fastest man in the NFL back in the late mid-70s.
The more time I spend with Beasley Reese, the more I impress with him.
I know. It's the same thing every week. Here's the kickoff by Cedar. And it's grabbed by Tremaine Mack, and he'll take it up the middle. Grabbed by Larimore and brought down at about the 36-yard line. Cincinnati at the 36. They've got it 1st down and 10, trailing 20-6 late 3rd quarter. They're brought by Jones. Demetrius Underwood just about knocked the ball away as Akili Smith throws incomplete for Peter Warwick. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We already told you that no quarterback has fumbled the ball more this season than Cincinnati's Akili Smith. 2nd down and 10.
And this is a difficult position for the Cincinnati Bengals to be in, trailing by 14 points at this stage of the game, because they really have struggled with their passing game. Darnay Scott was injured in the preseason. That was a huge loss for them. And they have struggled to find their way with the use of the skill position.
2nd down, 10 outside the 35. Here comes Corey Dillon, banged by Ellis and by Reese, and a gain of 11 yards on the play. And he picks up a 1st down up to the 47-yard line. That is the first Cincinnati 1st down since the 6-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. 82 yards for Dillon today. 1st and 10. Great play fake to Dillon by Smith. Time fires a pass to the near side. That's caught by Warwick. grabbed in the play by Sparks, close to the 40-yard line of Dallas. Picks up a gain of 13 yards and a Cincinnati first down.
And Darren Woods had told us that they were going to expect a matchup between Peter Warwick and Felipe Sparks. And he said it all depended on how the corners played. If they matched up well, Felipe Sparks and Ryan McNeil against the receivers for Cincinnati, they would get into a blitz package. But we haven't seen that yet.
On the 41st and 10. And the handoff goes to Corey Dillon. A flag is thrown as he works his way for 4 near the 36-yard line. Brought down by a host of Cowboys, including linebacker Baron Wortham and Brandon Noble. Looks like a hold.
Illegal use of the hands to the face by the defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Demetrius Underwood. That kid's had an interesting track to the NFL. Original first-round pick by Minnesota. Left camp after 1 day. Miami signed him. He hurt his shoulder. He was cut in December, then picked up in the spring by Dallas. Didn't even play his senior year at Michigan State, yet people drafted him in the first round, as we talked about, and have high hopes for his career.
And they really feel, because of what Alonzo Spellman has done here, Demetrius Underwood, a similar situation as Alonzo.
32-yard line, 1st and 10. Smith again with more play action, buys him time, throws a pass. Wide open was Yeast, and the ball whistles over his head at the 10-yard line. Those two couldn't get on the same page last week, and they can't get on the same page this week. More miscommunication offensively for Cincinnati.
And even if it's miscommunication there, that wide receiver is so wide open that as a quarterback, you have got to adjust and get him the ball into that position. If he's supposed to be at 18 and he happens to be at 15, that doesn't matter. When he's that wide open, you just got to get him the football.
2nd down, 10 at the 32. Goes to Dillon, gets a block on the play from Goff, bangs his way past the 25, near the 23, and finally grabbed by Woodson and Ryan McNeil. Close to a Cincinnati first down.
Well, I tell you, what a luxury to have a guy like Corey Dillon in your backfield. You can misfire on 1st down and then come back in 2nd and 10 and hand the ball off to Corey Dillon. He can get you a first down or put you in 2nd and short.
And that play will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the score on this fake right here on the field goal by Dallas. The Cowboys 20, Cincinnati 6. Begin the 4th quarter, 3rd down and 1. And the handoff goes to Brandon Bennett. He was grabbed by Woodson from behind, shy of the 20-yard line, and he gets a first down, getting the necessary yards. Greg Ellis was there making the tackle as well.
In a phase of the football game that is overlooked is special teams, and today Cincinnati has had some big miscues in the special teams area. They allowed the fake field goal touchdown to Tim Cedar. They had the muffed punt snap that led to a Dallas field goal when Daniel Pope mishandled the snap, and then the roughing the punter at the end of the first half. So 3 miscues in that area have provided Dallas with points and opportunities.
Bennett just got the 3rd down and 1 carry for a first down. That's the 3rd rushing 3rd down he has had today. Warwick wants to pass the ball. He's being chased by Hambrick out of bounds. And nailed it about the 25-yard line. Baron Wortham is over there chasing him as well. Tonight on 60 Minutes, if you're concerned that the vaccine against measles, mumps, and rubella isn't safe for your child, why don't you watch 60 Minutes? Followed by an all-new episode of Touched by an Angel. Then it's the miniseries O.J. Simpson Doesn't Want You to See. American Tragedy tonight on CBS.
Second down, 14.
2nd down, 15 inside the 25. Smith with the pass to Bennett, bobbled it, couldn't reel it in, incomplete, and Brandon Noble is the one who kind of took that play and threw him around. Incomplete pass. Noble again is taking the place today of the injured Chad Hennings.
And Brandon Noble's name always seems to pop up during the course of the game. He's a real steady player. And we talked to Greg Ellis, who actually felt the screen coming, discontinued his rush, and fell right into the pattern. A good job by Brandon Noble to break up that screen pass.
3rd and 15, Bengals at the Dallas 25. And Smith got a block. There's the pass, dropped by fullback Nick Williams. Kareem Larimore was covering for the Dallas Cowboys. It's 4th down, and they're going to try for 3. Neil Rackers comes out onto the field. He's kicked a couple field goals today, one from 22 yards and one from 37 yards. 42-yard try. This will be a career-long high snap picked up by Pope, who pooch punts it inside the 5 and out of bounds at the 1. They call it touchback. 24-yard punt. You never tried a field goal that long. And I think they're a little bit concerned about that.
When your career long is 39, that 42-yarder looks a little intimidating.
Yes. Touchback to the 20. Dallas will have it when we come back. Special teams coach Al Roberts has had a long day.
That's not going to be a fun meeting to be in tomorrow afternoon.
No. Bad snap to the punter. They turn it over on downs. Fake field goal by Dallas. Touchdown for the Cowboys. Dallas here, first down and 10 yards to go from the 20. Aikman's been sharp, but we haven't seen a lot of him in the second half. And the pass is caught by Jason Tucker. What a grab. 14-yard gain up to the Dallas 34-yard line.
And a play-action pass by Dallas, but we talked about this a little bit in the first half. Emmitt Smith is the most complete player. Watch Emmitt Smith on the block. He'll give the protection. He's got a big defensive end in his face. Give Troy Aikman the time to deliver the ball. Look at the catch by Jason Tucker, extended all the way out. The only person who's going to catch that ball is Jason Tucker, and he really had to go after it to get it.
Tucker was originally drafted by the Bengals in the 6th round back in '98. Handoff to Emmitt Smith on first down. Grabbed by Daryl Williams and drags him past the 35 up to the 36 on a gain of 2. Second down coming up. Beasley, what do you have?
Well, you know, we talked to Dave Campbell, head coach of the Cowboys, about the future. He said inconsistency at quarterback back and forth between Randall and Troy because of injuries has been the biggest problem. He says he's got good young cornerbacks. His safeties are aging. His defensive line is okay, and he told us it's going to take a couple of years to plug all the holes to get them back to the Daryl Johnston type Cowboys back upstairs.
Second down 8. Truly a transition time for Dallas coming into today. 3 up and 6 down. Big block by Emmett again. Troy Aikman has the time to throw and nails his receiver again to the Cincinnati 49. This time James McKnight, who's had a career day, picks up 15 yards. Another Dallas first down.
And James McKnight continues to add to the totals for career yards for him. It's just a simple little out route, and he beats Robert Bean. Again, the ball is thrown very well by Troy Aikman, thrown to an area that only the receiver can catch it. Just gets that right foot down inside the marker there.
8 catches today for McKnight. 164 yards. Now they're tied, Tennessee and Baltimore, plus other scores. First and 10 from the Cincinnati 49. Emmitt Smith. Little block by Larry Allen produces just a yard. They mark him at the 48-yard line. Gain of a yard. That's it for Emmitt Smith. 17 carries today for Emmitt and 16 yards on the ground. Well, after this game is over, the Subway post-game show from New York. Join Jim, Mike, and Jerry for all the scores and highlights and the latest NFL news. That's coming up in the Subway post-game show live from 5th Avenue in New York. Second down and 9 at the Bengal 48.
Oh. The Cincinnati defense, you talked about the bad positions they've been put in the run. They've really done a great job of shutting down the Dallas running game. We haven't talked enough about that today.
Second and 9. Great time for Aikman. Winds up, going deep, and it is incomplete. His receiver McGarity was on the outside of the hash mark, and the pass incomplete. Rodney Heath was back defending. Right now, let's go back to 5th Avenue in New York and Jim Nance. New England's 7 losses, Jim, have come by 8 points or less. That seems to be the magic number for them. Third down 9. Aikman at the Cincinnati 48. The pitch out to Warren, a lead block by Adams and by McGarity. On first down, and there he goes. Streaking down the sideline, Daryl Williams shoved him out of bounds. Marking him at the 26, a gain of 22. By the 3-time Pro Bowler Chris Warren.
And this starts with a wide receiver coming in motion and making the crack block. Flozell Adams pulls out and around. They get the ball on the perimeter immediately to Chris Warren. Nice job by Damon Hodge coming in there and hitting the big defensive end. Flozell Adams and Wayne McGarity downfield making some blocks. Emmett has struggled in the running game today, but Chris Warren has hit a couple of big runs for Dallas.
Warren's been big on third down. 26-yard line of Cincinnati. 1st and 10. Robert Thomas will take it up the middle. Then he is inhaled by Takeo Spikes after a gain of 1. They'll mark him at the 25.
Stop by number 51, Takeo Spikes.
Well, I think that speaks for itself.
You know, I was not even aware of this. Yeah, that's Kevin Harlan circling that. I am not tooting my own horn up here. But I am surprised that I was ahead of Emmett. I thought that he had more touchdown catches.
Emmett's rushed it in 142 times, which is the #1 all-time leading mark in the history of the NFL. 2nd down 9 on the 25 for Aikman. McGarity on the move. McGarity gets the end around. There's a nice block by Allen, a good block by Thomas. Diving inside the 20 and near the 19-yard line. Chris Carter made the tackle, and it's a gain of 6. And the 1st down needs to be down to the 16, so they're about 3 yards away.
And Dallas not content to sit on this lead. We saw the crack sweep that they ran earlier. Now we're reversed. They're really opening up their playbook, which is something good because we talked earlier in the broadcast about Dallas's struggles in close games and losing 4th quarter leads. And I can't talk about it enough. Corey Dillon is an excellent running back, and he's excelled in the 2nd half and especially the 4th quarter. So with a little over 9 minutes to go in the game, Dallas has to maintain their aggressive style of play on the offensive side of the ball.
The 19, they got to get to the 16, 3rd and 3. Cowboys 5 of 11 on 3rd down today, and flags are thrown before that play had a chance to really get going. Tremaine Mack was flying in on the blitz for Cincinnati's defense.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 8, 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
Troy Aikman. Sometimes a little twitch in their knee, a little when they're given the cadence, they'll move the upper part of their body, and that's what he was called on right there.
Well, thankfully for Solomon Page, they called it on Troy Aikman because Solomon is going too. You know, you talk about the inflection that a quarterback makes. I don't think that's enough to call it on Troy, but regardless, it was going to be called on Solomon anyways.
Back it up 3rd and 8 to the 24-yard line of Cincinnati. 3 receivers platoon for Aikman. Warren in the backfield. Good block by Adams. Time for Aikman to the end zone. Incomplete. One hopping his intended receiver, James McKnight. Incomplete pass. He was tailed on the play by Rodney Heath. So the Cincinnati defense, which you know what, has played pretty doggone good today after having their backs against the wall numerous times, will hold Dallas to a 3-point try.
And we've seen Troy be very effective in the short to medium range passes, but he's struggled with the down the field balls. He's had the underthrown long ball to James McKnight for a touchdown. Another one to Jason Tucker earlier in this half, and that one a little bit underthrown. I wonder if the back gives him a lot of trouble when he throws that deep ball.
42-yard try by Cedar. That one is perfect. Mike Anor on the hole. And the Cowboys annex their lead over Cincinnati. Dallas eyeing their 4th win of the season. Have scored on all 4 second-half possessions today. There's the ensuing kickoff by Cedar after his 42-yard field goal, picked up by Tremaine Mack. Grabbed by Pepe Zellner and brought down. Zellner's been a fiend on special teams today for the Cowboys. And they knock him down near the 29-yard line. Timeout with Dallas on top. This quarterback, Troy Aikman, has thrown for over 300 yards. First time since '99. Dallas on top 23-6. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati on the pass. Intercepted. Picked off on the play by Dan Wynn, who has not seen much time today at all. Missed last week. 2nd Cincinnati turnover. A flag is down on the play, though, and it's against Cincinnati.
Offense, number 60. The penalty is declined.
Dan Wynn has missed time with a variety of injuries. I don't think he's been in much today at all.
That could be the first time he's been on the field. And again, it's the in route that Akili Smith has trouble throwing. And he's forcing the ball to Peter Warrick. There is absolutely no reason to throw that football. I'm surprised he could even see Peter Warrick behind that Wynn.
And of course, it is Wynn who is being looked upon to help shore that middle along with Bowden and Wortham. So Dallas has it at the Cincinnati 33, 1st down and 10. And they give it off to Warren, who is hit and brought down by Robert Bean after a gain of 5 at the Cincinnati 28. 2nd and 5 upcoming.
One of the strengths that Dallas has always had throughout their history, their Super Bowl runs, was the ability to grind a clock out in a situation like this. They were able to come on the field and with their running game take a lot of time off the clock. And one of the things when I played with Dallas that we took pride in was staying on the field as an offense and being able to just wear down a defense in a situation like this and get out of the game without ever having to leave the field.
Aikman with his 13th career 300-yard passing game from the 29, second down and 5. A block by Adams, buys time for Aikman, who throws it away, incomplete, inside the 5-yard line.
Must have been some kind of miscommunication there, because there was 3 receivers within about 7 yards of each other. You had Chris Warren at the first level, Robert Thomas at the second level, and Jason Tucker at the third. So I think some confusion on that route with all 3 guys being right in the same area.
Well, Dallas, if they do go on to win, which it appears they will go to 4-6. We talked about the '96 Jacksonville team, which they started the season 3-6 as well. Finished 9-7. Does this team believe they can make it that far?
Well, we talked about the confidence earlier in the broadcast, and with the schedule that they have, it's going to be very difficult for Dallas to be able to do that.
3rd and 5 from the 29. Aikman spun around, throws to Warren. High steps it down the sideline. A flag is down at the 26. Yards right now, good for a first down, but let's see. Tremaine Mack shoved him out of bounds for Cincinnati in the secondary. Right now it's inside the Cincinnati 18, standing for an 8-yard gain. But let's see what the flag tells us on the field. Thrown at about the 26-yard line.
Have a lot of official conferences out here during the course of the game.
It's been a game filled with that.
I mean, this is probably the 5th time we've had a penalty where all of them have gotten together to discuss it. And I've always said, if you throw the flag, you saw something, make your call.
Cowboys are coming off 2 overtime games with losses. First Jacksonville, then last week a killer in Philadelphia. 16-13.
And the big thing with that was a lot of mistakes by the Dallas Cowboys that prevented them from winning that football game. It really wasn't a lot of what Philadelphia did in the 4th quarter and overtime, but what Dallas allowed them to do through penalties, through turnovers.
On Solomon Page again. Is that his 3rd penalty today?
That's his 4th penalty this half. He's going for a personal best here today. But, you know, I mean, all that conferring with the officials to call an illegal man down the field. It's a screen pass of 77s beyond the line of scrimmage. Make the call. I don't understand all the huddling today with the officials.
They want to be right. 3rd down and 10 outside the 33. Tucker and McKnight are the wideouts. And Aikman gets a block from Eric Williams and throws to the sideline. Caught by McKnight, but was he inbounds? He was not. Incomplete pass. He snared it, but he was out of bounds at the Cincinnati 18-yard line. You make the call.
There's the left foot down. He doesn't have possession yet. There's the right foot down.
Good call.
Good call by the officials there.
Very good call.
He's got to drag that left foot if he wants to get both feet in. He can't be striding that close to the sideline. He's got to drag that back foot when he reaches out.
Mark Hittner out of Kansas City made that great call on the sideline. Trying another field goal, 51-yard try. You see his career long. Cedar will boot it, and he'll miss wide. It did have the distance, it appeared. But, you know, how much can you ask of a kicker? He's kicking off. He's made field goals. He's running a touchdown and a fake field goal. I mean, he's a rookie free agent. Give the kid a break. Right?
I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get him that career long of 50+ instead of just, you know, 48 is nice, but 51 sounds so much better.
I think if he kicks that, he's running the touchdown. He's kicking off. I mean, he's done everything today. So he might be the MVP. He's made some and he's missed some. He scored the touchdown that keyed Dallas today. Yards over 375 today, leading 23-6. They've gotten 3 field goals. They have a touchdown and a fake field goal. Troy Aikman has thrown a touchdown pass, and here comes Cincinnati on the missed 51-yard field goal try by Dallas. Handoff goes to Corey Dillon, and a flag is thrown on the play as he moves the ball out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4 as it stands. Dat Win made the initial hit and will be credited for the tackle, depending on the penalty, which is against Cincinnati. Couldn't tell.
I thought he might have said 72, Matt O'Dwyer. I tell you, these officials are going to have to go into the training room after these after this game. You know, either check in with Jim Maurer with the Cowboys and maybe get some ice on these shoulders from throwing so many flags today.
Tennessee's got a lead. The Pittsburgh Steelers are leading Philadelphia. Seattle has beaten Jacksonville. What a win for Seattle. Their second in a row. Now they're 4-7. And Cleveland has beaten New England 19-11. First and 20 with the penalty, back to the 31. Vikings win. They go to 8-2. 20th total penalty of this game.
I got you.
And the visit. Atlanta, Detroit are tied at 10. Akili Smith throws across the middle. That pass is caught by the tight end, Marco Battaglia. His first catch today, 8th of the season, 7-yard gain, and mark it at the 38. Cowboys on top, 23-6, and tonight on 60 Minutes. If you're concerned that the vaccine against measles, mumps, and rubella isn't safe for your child, you should watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS. 2nd and 13 at the Bengal 38. And Smith with a nice block by Goff, throwing on the wing to Warwick, and incomplete. Wipe it away at the 47-yard line. Coverage by Sparks.
And Peter Warwick just has not been able to get into the flow of this football game from an offensive standpoint. They had a trick play set up. Akili Smith told us yesterday that he would throw the ball, but Dallas defended that well, forced him out of bounds. But they just haven't been able to get any kind of rhythm established with him. And this is one of the things that Dick LeBeau wants to do. They want to get him more involved in this football game because they can't be one-dimensional with Corey Dillon throughout the season.
38-yard line, 3rd and 13 for Cincinnati. Blocked by Jones, buys time for Smith. Across the middle of the pass is thrown and caught by the aforementioned Warwick. His 4th catch today, spun down at the Dallas 47, and it's a gain of 15 yards on 3rd and 13 for Cincinnati.
And the deep end is a route that's really prominent in the Cincinnati offense, but I really feel that Akili Smith struggles with it. He throws it a lot of times high and behind the receiver. That time he got the ball on target to Peter Warwick.
1st and 10 from the Cowboy 47. He's hit and gobbled up, brought down by Greg Ellis, the 3rd sack today recorded by the Dallas Cowboys. Back at the Cincinnati 49. Ellis with his 2nd sack of the season.
Good to see Greg Ellis getting back into form. He had a really bad broken leg last year in the season finale. Coming back this year ahead of schedule, but still says he doesn't feel like he's 100%.
2nd and 14 from the 49. Smith loads of time to throw. Winding up deep down the sideline and incomplete as he was searching for Damon Griffin. A little used wide receiver who coming into today had only 1 reception. Miami plays later this afternoon. The Colts, the Jets, both tied at 6-3. Buffalo is beating Chicago at 5-4, and the Patriots have lost to Cleveland.
And with Miami at 7-2 and San Diego winless this year, a lot of people would look at that game as maybe something they shouldn't worry about. They are traveling all the way across the country, and they were playing a San Diego defense that excels at stopping the run. One of Miami's strong points on offense. Look for Miami to struggle in that game this afternoon.
Near the 49, 3rd and 14, flush from the pocket. Here comes Ellis. There goes the pass, incomplete. And across the middle looking for Danny Farmer. He's only caught 2 passes coming into today. Darren Woodson was covering the rookie wide receiver out of UCLA.
Cincinnati just continues to struggle in their passing game. There's just really no rhythm that they've established. And we talked about the injury to Darnay Scott. A lot of young guys forced into the lineup, and they just have not come together. Akili Smith and Peter Warwick, Danny Farmer, Craig East, these guys just can't get on the same page. The routes are being run a little short. The balls are being thrown a little erratic, but they just can't get on the same page. They're going to have to because they can't rely on Corey Dillon all year.
4th and 14 from the 49. Smith moves up nicely, gets a block from Goff and Graham, and then it's wrapped up by Dent Wynn and Kareem Larimore, and down he goes, and they'll turn it over on downs for the 2nd time today at the Dallas 45. Rain is still falling. It has fallen all game long. 45-yard line. Cowboys take over. Troy Aikman who's had his best days since opening day of 1999. 13th career 300-yard passing day. Six-time Pro Bowler, 33 years old from his own 45. First and 10. And Chris Warren gets the call. And Warren, who is not known as a conditioning freak, has carried the ball a lot today, wrapped up by Michael Bankston. And a gain on the play of maybe a couple inches, but that's it. Second down and long. Tennessee is in the fight of their lives right now. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville is losing to Seattle. Cleveland won, and Cincinnati about to drop 2-8.
And Tennessee always seems to find a way to win a football game. It's not always pretty, but they find a way to win. So I expect to see them to come out on top of that Baltimore game, really extend their lead in the AFC Central.
Second down and 10. 4 minutes to play in this game from Texas Stadium. And on Warren, who tries to slice his way inside, picks up perhaps 3. Brought down by Paul Booker and Michael Bankston.
Stop by number 96.
Mark him at the 47.
Surprised to see Chris Warren getting so much duty in the second half. Emmitt Smith has really not been back in the lineup since early at the start of this half. We have no mention from the Dallas bench of an injury. So no news there, but Chris Warren continues to be the guy running the football. A very frustrating day for Emmitt Smith, the 8th ranked rushing team in the league, coming in against the 25th rush defense, but they could never get on track. Cincinnati's defensive front did a really good job of shutting Emmitt Smith down.
Shy of their 48, third down and 7 to go. It was a pitch out to Warren. The end around handoff goes to McGarity, gets a block and gets a first down for the Cowboys. Just sneaking inside the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards on the end around. Warren to McGarity. And the Cowboys will move the chains. The Raiders will play Monday night against Denver. Kansas City is playing today in San Francisco. Seattle has won. San Diego has Miami.
And we had an opportunity to see the Oakland Raiders last weekend, a team that looked very impressive against the Kansas City Chiefs. An opportunity for the Chiefs to really tighten up that race. Denver will have their opportunity Monday night, but boy, I was very impressed with Oakland last weekend.
43-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go on the end around gain by McGarity. Here comes Warren, a block by Harris and a block by Larry Allen. Warren fumbles the ball and it's loose and dived on by Robert Thomas. And the original line of scrimmage, which was the 43-yard line. And then he was smothered by Bankston. And here's the NFC East. The Giants at 7-2. Big game today against St. Louis, also at 7-2. Philly and Pittsburgh are battling. The Redskins, Dallas will now move to 4-6, and Arizona is, if they lose, I guess, eventually against the Minnesota Vikings, they have lost.
Yes, they did. Yeah, and the Giants, a very quiet 7-2 football team, not getting a lot of attention. We'll find out how good the Giants are when they face the St. Louis Rams.
No Marshall Falk. We saw him on our pregame show from Fifth Avenue this morning. Second down and 9. Handoff to Warren. Blockers ahead, including Robert Thomas, that nice-looking fullback taking the place of Moose Johnston. Steve Foley makes the stop. The gain is to the 34. And about a yard shy of a first down. Gain of 7 on that play. And this should take us to the 2-minute warning. Tough day for Dick LeBeau. It kind of has matched the weather. Dreary and drab.
And a dank.
2-minute warning. It's Dallas 23-6. Dallas on top, 23-6. Great day for Aikman in the offense. 3rd and 1 inside the 35-yard line of Cincinnati. The 2-minute warning. Handoff to Warren. Lead blocked by both Allen and Thomas. And that should be enough for a first down near the 33. The Subway postgame show is on deck. Jim Nantz, Mike Ditka, Jerry Glanville have all the scores. A lot of highlights. Latest news in the NFL. Subway postgame show is on deck. And again here it's 23 for Dallas.